Welcome to the 1000th celebration. Who knew? Who knew? Let me make sure if my mic is up. It is. It's working. Cool. All right. There's gonna be some people coming in later to do the celebration, but it took me a while to finally do this whole celebration thing, and I'm not a big fan of doing like, oh, I hit a milestone, let's do a celebration. But I was told like you got to do it. You just got to do it. So here we are, everybody. And I and I think Tony Stark. There's gonna be some other people probably from the Manorama crew that'll be joining us. So I sent out a link. So um, if you're in the chat, guys, and you want to join and say I didn't get the link, well, look at your DMs because I can see if you read it or not. Anyways, thank you everyone on Rumble and YouTube. Quenching down a nice Sierra Nevada. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. 1000. Okay. This is only, and you're all wondering like why on Rumble also, because I like to stream on Rumble. you know you know Hey, what up, Comic Relief Crusader? Suzanne, John, what up, guys? So yeah, I don't know how to do these whole celebration things, but here goes nothing, because yeah, I'm just here to have fun, guys. Yeah, it's oh man, I hit 1,000 right around a week after 4th of July. I didn't really notice, and it was mainly because of I think because I was promoting the 4th of July episode of Manorama, and a bunch of people decided, hey, we're going to support you by subscribing. And that's when there's a huge, big push for, and also because of other people were liking it. Hello, Doorknob. Ooh. So scandalous. There's other people like Comic Relief Crusader that would be promoting the shows, and anytime even if he wasn't on the streams, he would just promote. And I think eventually people kind of noticed. So it's kind of cool. I didn't have any type of theme song to open up. What up there, Disney Sheepherder? Eric Frizz. Oh, hello there, Eric Frizz. So it's kind of cool. I know Disney Sheeper, he said maybe we're gonna have to do a 2,000 subscriber celebration. Maybe. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see about that. That'd be crazy. Yeah. So this is kind of cool. I have no idea. If there's any questions that you have about the channel, specifically YouTube channel, and the growth, what it like, yeah, if you guys have any questions, ask away. I'm just here waiting for if anyone wants to join in. If you have a link to be on, you're more than welcome to jump in, unless I'm gonna have a conversation myself. Which, hey, I will have a conversation myself. Oh man, even my wife goes, "So what are you going to talk about?" I was like, "I have no idea. I've never done one of these things before." Hello there, Disney Sheepers on Rumble. Yes, so we are on Rumble and on YouTube, and yeah, I'm just Thank you. I just want to thank the people who have been watching the stuff from the beginning. The channel, the things that I do, like the channel specifically, it doesn't happen without you guys. And I know some people are like, oh yeah, they say it all the time. No, it's genuinely the people that watch the shows. I'll make content however long it takes, for however long, and as long as people watch. Like, that's the thing. Lego build, that's for people who just want to watch me have fun, build Legos. And then Manorama, that's the big show, that where it's, as long as people are watching, I'm still gonna keep going. Like, nothing's gonna stop me from keep doing this stuff, because there's people that want to watch it. and it's eventually like 5 years down the road. This is why I never keep any of my stuff private. It's all gonna, like, 5 years down the road, there's gonna be someone that's gonna watch it and be like, oh my goodness, I wish I noticed this 5 years ago. Well, here you go, buddy. Yeah. So it's kind of cool. It's cool to hit the 1,000 mark. And it's cool to see what's new. And if there's anyone who down the road of this episode, because I'll ask anyone who's been on Manorama who's going to be, if they jump in, what was it like? Kind of that thing. Like this year, like Manorama specifically, it was the show was never about me. It was pretty much about the guys coming on the show. It was their show, really. I just gave them a platform. That's how I look at it. Just to say, hey, look here. I'll come up with questions. You guys just talk. And yeah, what up there, Herc 130? Suzanne says, as a single parent, I enjoy your channel. Well, thank you, Channel Steve. I should finish the sentence before saying thank you, because that sounded really weird. But anyways, as a single parent, I enjoy your channel, Steve. It helps me to raise an amazing young man. See, that's what I like to do is make a show, actually multiple shows now, where it's people can kind of use them to help people, and it's a better way to understand things and stuff. Like Manorama specifically, like I was talking to my wife about this, and I said that like Manorama does two things at once. It actually answers two things at once, really, and does two things at once. If women want to know what men do and talk about, that's Manorama, like in a group. The idea is with Manorama, it was everyone is around a circle with a campfire, and we're just talking. That's the gist of Manorama. It's just we're all here, accountability, and it also helps guys who don't have that outlet to thrive, to get there and be like, oh, if that's what men talk about. It's not always about Star Trek, Star Wars, pop culture stuff. It's actually about like good life stuff, like things that you wouldn't hear men talk about in the public. That's what Manorama is. And then Lego Builds just bullshitting it halfway through. That's pretty much what Lego Builds. It allows you guys to see me as who I am, a weird nerd who likes to build Legos. And that is a growing. I didn't know that was going to be your growing show, but that's become a huge thing. Like John always goes, "Are you doing Lego build today?" I was like, "No, not yet." He's like, "Okay, when's your next stream? Maybe tomorrow." Okay. Like John is the most loyal, dependent. Like he's like, "I want to watch this stuff." And then Herc said, "Wow, some of my favorite people are in the chat tonight." Yeah, dude, there's some cool people in here. Yeah, just celebrate with some beer. Oh yeah. So I sent the link out to some people who've been on Manorama, but that's the other thing. If you want to be on, you would have to be on Manorama. Or I don't know. Yeah, we'll go that far. Let's see. Man, and here's the thing. I don't think a lot of people know that the show is on. I do things on Rumble. I've noticed that. It's like people are still stuck on whatchamacallit, the old YouTubes. And I think someone else is joining us. Ooh la la. Comic Relief Crusaders, like cool people where? Okay, now everyone's wanting to join. Yeah. Disney Sheepherder is in the background. He is getting set up. But yeah, I don't know. It's the amount of thank yous it's never going to end because it's just fun. I like making content for you guys, and I've told this to everyone. Mike knows this very well because I keep telling him I do this for you guys. I don't do this for me. I don't do this to, oh, look at me. Oh, it's when you hit a point with like 1,000 subscribers. So, like I was told, you got to thank the fans because they're putting the effort into supporting you, and it's like, yeah, you're right. It's more of like a thank you letter to you guys. See, a thank you. I like that. Because here's the thing, you got to be humble. Like doing this stuff, you can't be like, look at me, look at me. Oh. It's like you got to be a little bit humble. And doing film for 20 some years, you get humbled real quick. You do. As a PA and a cinematographer and editor, oh man, you learn real quick. Oh, how to be humble. And then you get some people who are not humble. And it's like, man, I can read you like a book. And also I was raised to be humble. It's like, if you're given a platform to do something, you gotta be thankful for it. Yeah. What up there, Disney Sheepherder?
Hey, howdy.
How you doing, man?
I'm good. How y'all doing?
Doing pretty good. Having a beer, doing a stream.
I wish I could be drinking. I got to suck on this cold coffee.
Oh.
They got me on call right now. So
I had right before church. I had a cup of coffee, and then on the way home, I was like, "Man, this coffee's hitting me real good right now." My wife's like, "Oh boy."
I like my shirt.
Yeah, the sheep whisper, dude? That's cool. I like it, dude. I still wear the hoodie you gave me. I wear that. Probably the most comfortable hoodie I've ever had, and I love hoodies.
Yeah, I'm a geek. What do you want?
We're all geeks and nerds. Like, I'm on the level where I can build a computer, and there's some guys like, "Oh, you can do that." I'm like, "It's not rocket science." They're like, "You have to be a rocket scientist." Like, whatever. But, oh man. Yeah, now I got to get 1,000 subscribers on Rumble. See, then I can do two. See, that's a little arrogant right there. What if I hit 1,000 with Rumble? Do I have to do another one?
Rumble's difficult. I've noticed that.
Dude, you can get more views on Rumble, but man, to get people to subscribe, it's way harder on Rumble.
Yes.
Because people are like, well, I can just come back here and watch it. So it's like, I'm not even gonna argue. I'm like, whatever. It's easier on YouTube.
Yeah, I mean,
what?
I was just gonna say, you remember, I've had my troubles with Rumble, and
yeah,
they booted me a couple of times for nothing. I don't even post videos.
It's maybe because it's they thought you were like a bot or something, or like it's kind of weird because it's like if you don't show anything, Rumble will catch on to it a lot faster.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah,
that's what, like, when I made my new Twitter account, or X, after I got nuked for showing a GIF, I didn't have a picture or anything yet because I was still setting it up. And then I had to go through a whole process because, oh, you don't have anything shown. We think you're just a computer. And it makes sense doing that. But Suzanne said, shut up. I have not had coffee for a week now. This coffee triggers smoking and trying to quit smoking. Yeah. Now, is that an iced coffee or a cold brew?
That's iced coffee with honey.
Ooh. Here's an idea. If you ever go to a coffee shop, or you can get an iced latte, but make them put, you're going to love this, make them put honey and caramel in it. Because then it tastes like a popcorn, like movie popcorn. Yeah. When I worked at a coffee shop, I made a latte with honey and caramel in it, and you just stir it. It's really thick, but you got to stir it, and it tastes so good. It's like movie popcorn. I was like, yes. And then I was taking a sip of this, thinking it was going to be the latte, and I was like, wow, this is beer. Never mind.
Yeah, I wish I was drinking.
I mean, it's water. What? But it's so you were. Here's a question I have for you. You were on one episode. What was your experience of being on Manorama?
For me, it was intimidating because I don't really do live streams. I mean, based on my voice and whatnot, I'm not really comf- comfortable doing that stuff.
Yeah. Would you ever do it again?
Yes, I'd love to. It's just I'd probably be like I was last time. Maybe answer 2 or 3 questions, keep my mouth shut, and just watch everybody else.
And then watch the third time you're on, you're just like, all right, guys, I'm gonna bust every single one of your balls. Because you do that on X. Like you're very comfortable when there's not a camera or mic in front of you. You're very comfortable. Now, the conversations you and I have had are hilarious. You're like, how far can I go with this joke? And I was like, you can go as far as you want. But
Yeah, I did. I did. That's what I enjoy. X. I really do. People complain about it a lot, but I don't really do the hate, lies, and division like a lot of people do. But
yeah.
as far as going back at each other, that's to me. That's what it's for. It's a good time.
Mm-hmm. The thing is, I started. Here's the problem that I had is I'm the more you get to know me, you kind of understand. Like I've been doing the show for a long time, so people can kind of understand the way I talk and everything. So it's a little bit easier now. But at the beginning, I used to bust people's balls to the point where people were like, "He's an asshole," and I don't want anything to do with him. And then it's like, oh, I got to remind myself this is the interwebs. People don't have as much of a thick skin, which is okay. It's the internet because no one is seeing me personally one-on-one interactions and stuff. Like this is much easier because it's like I can say with your facial expression, oh, he's just joking or something. And now I'm trying to get away from the whole division and just be more of like do the short on YouTube where I give out good advice, 60 seconds advice. See how that goes. And then turns out people actually like that stuff. So it's one thing where it's like you're hanging out with like a group of guys. Like that's what Manorama is, where you could just put your life baggage at the door and just hang out, talk crap to each other, and just have fun. Like that's the whole point of that show. It's just to
Yeah,
have fun.
it seems like it. Like the channel I got, I just make them 1 minute videos because I'm lazy. I hate talking, and most of it's stock footage or some aerial stuff I get from some friends of sheep. And most people don't really care, and I don't. I have fun with it, but I will admit this: I travel a lot. Once I start going back overseas, I'm actually going to do some actual real sheep videos to where I go out there and talk to those people and see those sheeps in different country. And I think that would probably be a fun video for people. But that's as far as I'll go.
That would be pretty fun. You should do like a Morgan Freeman narration. See, there you go. He'd be like, look at the sheeps. I know Jason is going to be joining us soon. I think Comic Relief Crusader is going to join us. I know Tony Stark is going to be joining us soon. And yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's because I want to get people who've been on the show just to talk about like what their experience was. Because I know some people who've never done like you get like I know Tom Connors, he didn't know how to take it. He was on one, I think a couple times, and he was like, the second time he's a little bit more comfortable because we don't talk about pop culture really. Like every once in a while we will, but it has to kind of fit with kind of the narrative of how to be a man. And there's some people who do pop culture stuff that come on here and they're like, I have no idea how to do this. It's like, just be you. And they're like, really? I was like, yeah, you don't be afraid. Just be you. And they're like, okay. And man, they're hilarious. Like, it's a lot of fun, man. And then John said, I told Jeff about your stream. Yeah. Watch, there's going to be someone coming in and be like, where's the Legos?
Yeah. I mean, people can say what they want, but I kind of enjoy the Legos because you're building and everybody's talking trash. And if anything, there's real back and forth in chat.
Yeah. So that was helpful doing that. Like I did Lego build more of I was rebuilding a lot of Lego sets I had, and I was like, how about I just go live with this, see what happens? And then it became like this weird thing because I was like, I'm just building Lego. There's nothing interesting, nothing big about it. And then people liked it, and then it became this weird. It to me, I was like, so someone actually wants to sit for 2 to 4 hours watching a guy build a Lego set. Okay, I'll do that. And then that was always the interesting thing. And then that's where a lot of people started subscribing. Like once Lego Build started hitting that stride where it's like a lot of people show up, like especially on a Sunday, that's where I get the huge amount of people to come watch it. And then they just like, I talked to some, they're like, I've never, like some friends of mine that didn't even know I had a show, Manorama or Lego Build, and I haven't talked to them in like maybe 7 years or so. They just messaged me, found me like through Facebook or Instagram or something. They're like, dude, I didn't know you were doing this. And I was like, yeah. She goes, they're like, yeah, we subscribed. I was like, cool. Have you watched any of it? They're like, no, we're just supporting you. I was like, you haven't seen it? Not even been around. Like, no, it sounds gay. But these are guys I've known for so long. And some of them used to be my roommates. And it was hilarious. And I was like, okay. They're like, we're just supporting you. I was like, that's cool. They're like, hey, man. But that was funny. Yeah. My old landlord, he's like, yeah, I subscribe to you. I just don't watch your stuff. I was like, why? He goes, I don't want to watch a group of guys for 2 hours. He just busts my balls. Like he'll support me on anything. And he's like, I just wanted to give you a subscribe because it's like you're cool, you're funny, and I think what you're doing is pretty cool. But he's like, man, I'm way too busy anyways. So a lot of it, like even my uncle, he found me the other day, and then we were talking on the phone. He's like, so when did you start doing this YouTube thing called Manorama? And I haven't, when I ended Facebook and everything, I lost a lot of contacts with my family. I didn't have their numbers or anything. And my uncle, he found me on Instagram. He's all like, so when did you start doing this like YouTube stuff? And I was like, almost 2 years ago. He's like, that's kind of cool. So he's like this big old, like, he used to be in the Navy, massive dude. And he's like, you keep doing it. I was like, do you watch any of it? He's like, not really, because I'm so busy. But it's like, I'll try to catch up on some of it. So I've noticed that some people, like, the amount of people that subscribed, the numbers don't show it. But that's because a lot of people I found out just want to support because we're very pro-men, pro-America, all that good stuff. And so they're just like, yeah, we'll support you. I do the same thing. I found out I do the same exact thing. There's some channels I've subscribed to. I haven't even looked at any of their stuff.
Yeah, I got that in my bio where I say I support channels. And I got to admit that 90, maybe 95% of them, I don't even, occasionally I'll zip through and hit a like button and run off.
Yeah.
I mean, it ain't like I don't support them. It's just I ain't got that kind of time.
Yeah. It's my personal YouTube account. I realized there's a lot of channels that I think from like movie channels, like where, hey, this is how you do film editing or photography or any of that stuff. I realized I have not seen a single one of their videos, but it's like I support them because they're teaching people how to do things, and I was like, that's cool. That's the weird thing because everyone thinks like, oh, if you subscribe, you got to get the like. No, it's some people just want to support you for who you do. Like, I think I've only seen one of your videos of your sheep stuff.
That's fine because strangely enough, since you brought up, how people subscribe and stuff like that, I must have 2,000 from South Korea. and 1,000 from Ireland or something. Because you know how you can look through on who subscribed to you, and you
Yeah.
just see all that stuff. Because I thought they were like not real, but they're real people that have a channel, and I'm like, well, but they'll never comment. Occasionally hit a like button, maybe. But yeah, people like watch them because it's weird how that algorithm works. Because like I got some sheep videos, 10, 15 people might see them, and then another one 10,000. So it just I don't really get it, but it's funny if anything.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm not really trying to push a channel. I just make these stupid videos and then walk off. So
Yeah, I did one where I haven't seen it in such a long time. It hit 340,000. It was a commercial I did, and I don't get paid or
Doritos.
anything for it. Yeah, Doritos. It's such a funny video.
Yeah, I like that.
So I did the contest with Crash the Super Bowl, and it's yeah, I did. I looked at it, I was like, holy crap. Like that's a lot of people who watched it. And it never went past the first stage of voting. And people were like, this is hilarious. It got real close. But yeah, that was a fun one.
Yeah, I like that one. I think I might have brought that up to you when I first started watching you and subscribing because that's what I saw. And it kind of, I mean, of course, like Comic Relief Crusader, because that's kind of how it works. It's a spider web. How you find people and so on and so forth. Sometimes it comes out of left field, but most of the time they're interconnected with the people you already look at or watch, and it works out pretty well for the most part.
Yeah, it's pretty fun to do because I would love to do more like clips, like funny clips, like stupid things that guys do, like grown guys do. It's like how we don't need a GPS to tell us where we're going. We know where we're gonna go. And then halfway through, maybe I should look at the GPS because we're about to hit water. It's like The Office. Have you ever seen The Office videos? The Office episode where they're trying to get somewhere and they're driving. It's Michael Scott and then Dwight, and the GPS says turn right here, something, or turn left or turn right, and they go right towards it and they hit into like a lake or something like that.
Yeah, I got to be like the last person on the planet who hasn't seen The Office. But I watched a movie recently that kind of ties into it or something from years ago. Office Space or something. Does that make sense?
Oh, that's not even part of it. Office Space is something totally different, but totally awesome. I love the Office Space where they break the printer.
Yeah, that was that was hard right there. Got to pull your brother back, and, you know. Yes. I think everybody stole from that movie because I've seen so many videos over the last decade that kind of ties into that.
Yeah, I mean maybe because I know there's the British show The Office, and then there's the American one. You might be right. Maybe they took it from The Office Space a little bit and just made their own show. I don't know. So
yeah. Howdy, Stark of Iron. I see him. Yeah.
Uh-oh. And I want to say this. It's Stark. Tony Stark hit 1,000 subscribers today, so congratulations.
All right. Finally. Yeah.
I know, right? Him and I were talking. I was like, you're going to get there? He's like, I don't know, man. But, yeah. I did send him I sent him a link to have him come on. Because he might talk about this too. So there's a funny thing where if you've ever noticed us hearing, no, you're muted on the Manorama show. If you ever heard us talk about that, the very first episode of Manorama is when Tony Stark was muted, not by us, but on his end, he was muted, so he would talk. You could hear when we were on StreamYards, you could hear see the little whatever it is when someone's talking with their avatar. you can see like a ring moving up and down. And he would be talking, and we couldn't hear him for the longest time. He did it for 2 episodes, and so like the third time when he came on, we were like, every time he started talking, all the guys jumped in. We're like, "No, you're muted. You're muted." And he about lost his shit on that part. It was hilarious. And he realized, oh, this is just a joke, because we would answer him. That's the other thing. We would answer his questions that you'd have on Manorama, but then we'd still act like he's muted. And speaking of muted, Tony Stark is here. Also, we do have to do call signs soon.
Oh, yes, we do. Yes, we do. Congratulations. You're already on your way to 2K. I'll see you in a few years with that one.
No, congratulations to you.
Yeah,
man.
congrats.
I knew you were gonna do it.
Milestones for not one but two guys, and I just got through hosting a Fallout show, and I announced that I will be having a Stark Saturday matinee next Saturday, starting at primetime hours, 7:30 Eastern. So that's going to be 4:30 Eastern for you guys on the West Coast, and it's going to start with the usual variety entertainment for about half of it, and then I'm going to just let everybody on. We have a big party, probably be a revolving door of people coming in and out. But I want to see everybody that's helped me on this journey to 1,000.
Yeah,
and so I hope that you guys are there for that. But this isn't about me. This is about you.
So here's the question. All right, so we're gonna get to doing, and Jason's about to join us. So pretty much everyone who's been on Manorama, I'm having on, because that's how the channel started. As I'm pouring myself a nice tall beer.
Hey everybody.
What up is
Howdy.
So I'm gonna get to first question. Tony, what was it like coming on Manorama? Because you were on, I think, 2 or 3 times.
Well, I knew that this occasion. Well, the first time. This is going back a little bit of ways. The first time, for most of the time, that was back when I first started, actually. And you reached out whenever I had like 250 guys subscribed to me, and I was still using my phone mostly. Give me 1 second, I gotta grab.
Oh yeah.
I remember when Tony.
That's
was
why
on
you
the
were
100.
muted all the time.
It's all about remembering how we got here, right? So,
Sorry, you're muted.
Yeah.
That's the joke, guys.
Unironic thing is I'm drinking some Elijah Craig, which is what I drank that night in excessive amounts. And I remember that back then we had a hazing test. We had a challenge that ended up backfiring, and that's totally may or may not be my fault.
There's a lot of reasons why we stopped it. Not just you.
Yeah, but no, Gary picking his nose hairs, that was very painful.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
So
But the first time was amazing. It was just like, oh my god, I'm already part of a community. Like,
yeah. So okay, I'll clarify something for you guys. Is when we first started doing Manorama, for any new person to come on, they'd have to do kind of a hazing type thing. Mm-hmm. You would have to do one thing that would make everyone go, "What?" You drink. I don't know what you drank. You drink a lot.
Craig, what I'm drinking right now.
You did that one. I even told you specify, don't do it, please.
Did it. And then I was like,
and then you're muted half the time.
My phone.
But that was not the reason why. It's also I drank a whole entire pint of pickle juice.
And threw up.
No, I didn't.
That's right. You didn't.
I acted.
Yeah.
It got to the point where I even told some guys, like, yeah, I'm going to do this and this and this. I was like, this is going to get out of hand real fast. And I was like, I can't, no. And then we started doing this thing called call signs. And I have the worst one. I don't care what anyone says. Short bus is probably the worst. It's the only way you can call someone retarded. And that was mine because I can't pronounce words very well. And then we gave Tony Stark copyright. It's just a symbol.
Yeah, I was the first symbol.
You're the only one to get the symbol.
Yeah, that's
But-
the way it should be. That's the way it should be.
It's
No other
it's-
symbols for anyone else. This shit's mine.
Yeah.
Shit's mine.
Well, I want to say something to Comic Relief Crusader.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, his wife thinks I look like Yondu from Guardians of the Galaxy.
But do you sound like y'all
You
do
do.
for Guardians of the Galaxy?
I'm Mary Poppins, yo.
All right, now here's the part of the movie where I do my first impersonation of the day. When my boys picked your ass up on Terra, they said they're gonna eat you. They said they never tasted Terran before. I stopped them. You lie because of me.
You know who you sound like?
I can't whistle, so
Michael Rooker.
yes.
No. You sound like Jack Black, that idiot from Tropic Thunder.
Oh no.
Ooh, so see,
No.
When he
Yeah.
when he gets in character when they're in the woods, and
He's right.
doing that. He's talking about traveling back after.
I hate that minute, but he's right. Sorry, Stark.
It's
I don't know, man. I worked on my Michael Rooker for a hot minute.
All right, that's better. But when you were
yeah,
first
that's a
talking,
little better. The first
Yeah.
one, I was like,
yeah, you did sound like Jeff.
Well, that's a ranting.
"Go back to
ranting.
get the Gota."
I swear to God. But you know, that's my Yondu. Some
Alright.
people know my Yondu. I've brought him on a couple of times. Yes, so I brought my Stark Tower raid over from you.
I
everybody
realized
over
that.
there.
I realized that. Thank you very much.
Hey, that's no problem. And this is a segue into my next point. The reason why we are all here right now is because we lift each other up. We are there for one another. I've been on the edge on more than multiple accounts, and it's through the efforts of Steve, Andy Masterson, Gary, even Doomcock, pulling me back from the brink. And I just want to say how grateful I am to each and every one of you for being there for me. I know sometimes I get a little deep in my cups and deep in my thoughts, and appreciate y'all. I really do.
Yeah, anytime, man. Richard Spank said, Disney Sheepherder, go grab a can of blue spray paint and prove that you look like Yondu.
Go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it, boy.
But Jason, you're one of the new people from
I am.
Panorama. What was, because here's the thing, besides Disney Sheepherder, and I think, yeah, like everyone else who's been on the show, it's all pop culture related. See what I'm doing, guys? I am converting you guys to come to the good side.
No,
And-
I've always liked to talk about other stuff than just pop culture because I have so many other stuff that I'm interested to talk about. So
Yeah. So what was you could talk about Lego Build, you could talk about Manorama. What was your experience coming on to the Rancor Ranch channel?
well, for
I
me, it
thought
was
it
a
was
lot of fun.
Rancor.
Yeah, no, I just had a lot of fun, man. I was surprised that you invited me to the Lego. I did not expect that at all. You just invited me. I'm like, oh, okay, sure, dude, I'm gonna join. No, I just had a lot of fun. Great meeting more and more people. Good community with a lot of great people here, and just talking about more realistic, real stuff. And I think that's important. And I love to talk about that because I care about mental health, men's health, and everything like that. And it was just a change of pace from what I normally do on my own channel. Of course, on my own channel, we do talk about some serious, not pop culture related stuff sometimes, but it's mostly pop culture related, of course. So it was a really nice pace, and I always get to meet more and more new people here, and some people I've known before who's here, and like Tony and Tom, Comic Relief, and Canadian Spider-Man and stuff like that. So I just had a lot of fun. I was not nervous or anything like that because I don't have anxiety. I'm not nervous. I don't have anxiety for stuff. So
Yeah.
so no. I just, I love it. I love being here, and all that kind of stuff. And congratulations on all the subscribers you have, and you deserve it, man. And I hope that you will go even further than that, because you fucking deserve it, man. Because you talk about realistic, real shit, and we need more of that in the world.
Desperately.
Yeah.
Desperately
Yeah.
needed.
It's.
That's-
You're gonna say something there, Disney?
I was
I'm
just
just
gonna say,
gonna.
I got to step out, but man, I appreciate you.
Okay,
letting
yeah,
me
no
know.
problem.
He's
Yeah,
stepping
thanks for-
out.
Well, let's get the
He's
professionals in there.
moving on.
So,
Well, I'll say
when I come
this.
back, I can watch the professionals do it.
Professionals, my eye.
So this is what I'll say about Disney Sheepherder is you have been such a big supporter of the channels both on Rumble and YouTube. It is kind of cool, like you'll even like DM me and be like, hey, sorry I missed the episode, which is okay, man. It's if people don't see us live, it's always on the rewind of anything I do. So I thank you very much for how big of a support you have been to this and just letting people know and stuff. And you do look like young, dude. Holy crap. Jeez. Spitting image.
I'll take care. I'll still be in chat here and there until I got to leave.
Man.
But I got a couple of things I got to do, so I make sure I don't have to do that when I'm getting the call. So y'all
All right.
take care and be safe. And thank
All right,
you
take care,
again.
man.
And I'd be more than
Nice
happy to
meeting you,
do
brother.
this again. Same here. You take care
Oh,
and
yeah,
be safe.
definitely.
All right. Cheers.
Yeah.
Cheers, brother. God bless.
But it's
Oh, he's
Yeah.
still gonna
What?
stalk you, man. It's no problem.
I
Yeah.
have so
Stalker.
many stalkers. It's crazy. It's ridiculous.
But most of them are like haters. Like whenever you're out there going, I see tweets sometimes whenever you post on somebody who's like totally like simping over an e-girl, and you're like, congratulations, you made simp of the week.
Dude, okay, so I posted I did Don't Be That Guy. That's
Yes,
one of my
yeah.
favorite segments. Someone
Yeah.
got upset that their
Really?
tweet got put in there. And like
Aw.
I've always said at the beginning, even if I simp and you guys find out and you show it, we're gonna post it. It's inevitable. And yeah, boy they didn't like it.
Boo
And I was
hoo, go
like-
cry. Boo hoo.
I was like, tough luck, Buttercup, because I even put myself in there. If anyone sees it, screenshot if I simp, which I never do, and then we'll poke fun of it. It's hilarious. But talk amongst yourself. I gotta step out right quick. Hold on.
Well,
We're taking over the
Jason,
show. We're taking over the show tonight. All right.
Stark Tower raid in progress. Allow me to just go ahead and announce myself.
And now, the humored musings and ramifications of a philosophical nature, Mr. Anthony Edward Stark Esquire and Jason Fox of 540 Studio presiding. Mr. Fox, how do you feel about extraterrestrials from outer space?
No, I like him, dude. Let them just come down here and let's have a fun. I want to meet them. I want to drink some meat and beer with them and get drunk.
Mhm.
That would have been fun, right? Might not.
You're
I don't.
right.
I might not understand what the fuck they're saying, but let's get drunk.
I tell you
I know-
what, I
I
will
know that
drink
language.
I'm drinking some Elijah Craig small batch bourbon tonight, which is I
Nice.
bought this. I had this fifth sitting up here for a while because for this very reason. Like whenever he was like
Nice.
going towards that 1,000, I knew he was going to have his 1,000. I felt it was only poetic that I
Yeah.
would drink the bourbon that I got completely sloshed. I was wearing my helmet that night. I was I was still broadcasting from a tiny little shitty ass telephone that would get as hot as a nuclear rod
Yeah.
with like 30 minutes of broadcasting with StreamYard. Yo, two guys, but we're not two guys talking. Shout out to Appion and Rocco the Brave, also great
Yeah.
supporters in the community.
And I see
Those guys are great.
Richard said he's hoping for that anal probe. Maybe, baby.
Well, he
you
just
know?
announced on
Mm.
my show earlier that he might be a furry, which we really need to discuss.
Oh God.
Who's the
yeah.
furry?
Oh,
our good friend
God.
Richard
Mike?
Spake. Richard Spake
Oh, I
is
thought you meant
suffering
Mike.
is
Of course Mike
suffering
is.
the infectious
It's
nature
not.
of
It's not
the
okay being
ultra
furry. It's
heresy.
not okay being a
It's
furry.
not a tumor.
It's not a tumor.
Put the cookie down.
Shut up!
So here's okay. I'll go through the history of why I did this show, or why I did what I did. This channel. Okay, so I talked to Gary. I'm gonna go way back.
Mm-hmm.
Not when I
So
was born.
2019,
good dull
2020, bro.
days.
Yeah, something like that. A few years back.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rob. Here, I'll do this. I want to get his perspective of this, but
Yeah, let's get Rob on here.
I know. So if there's anyone in the chat, but like, put me on. Only if you've been on Manorama, because that's where this channel is based. Is yes, there is Lego build, but Manorama is like the core foundation of what this channel is, and so that's why. So I'm not just if I don't answer you, it's not because I'm ignoring you. It's I do see you, everyone in the chat. It's just this is mainly people who've been on Manorama. That's why. I'll do down the road. I'll do because Lego Build is becoming massive. Like that show is ridiculous. That gets more
Now-
views. Than, what?
Now I will extend a semi-open invitation, as in like I could probably count the people that I won't accept into my party celebration on one hand, because I do try to get along with everyone. But
Yeah.
I will be having a 1,000 subscriber celebration next Saturday.
And I'll do it.
And
butt
after I
naked.
sing some songs and blow my voice all out of whack for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, we'll party for the rest of the night with a mostly open panel.
Yeah. So this is the story of how this channel got started. I'm going to go all the way back to 2020. I was filming with Gary. I got asked to build miniature effects with Gary, and I was working at a coffee shop at the time. And he's like, "You know how to do lighting?" I was like, "Yeah." That is my background, film, besides making coffee. He's like, "Hey, you want to help me do film one?" I thought it was one little thing. I was like, "Sure." I just read the chat. What does Richard Spake mean? Rancor Steve, but Kirsch is hot.
It's a fox woman. Can everybody hear me? I had a bit of a burp in my feed. Everything
No, we
coming
can
through
hear you.
okay?
We can hear you.
Am I muted though? Am I muted? That's the big question.
No. You
You might be
we can
muted.
hear
I
you.
don't know. But anyways, sorry, I got distracted by that. I was like, "What?" But anyways, so we were filming, and it became this massive monster of building an actual world for Doomcock. And all through COVID, that's what I pretty much did. Besides with work and then doing that, like there's hours of footage that no one's ever seen. And no problem, Disney Sheepherder. Oh, he said Suzanne, not me. Sorry. Anyways. And I told Gary, because there's a point where I jumped onto Pop Culture Breakdown, and I told Gary, I'm never doing YouTube ever again. And he's like, "What do you mean?" I was like, because I used to do it again before, called Movie Lounge, where I'd answer people's questions on movies and what does 4K mean, what does 3D mean, what all these technical things. And I said, dude, doing YouTube is such a pain in the butt. It's so political, and it's all this and this and that and this and that. And Gary's like, "Don't worry, you won't make a channel. Like, you'll make a channel so people can follow you, but it's not going to be like what it is." And I was like, "All right, cool." So I go on there, and eventually I actually made a channel, Rancor Steve's channel, and I thought, I'm never going to do a YouTube channel. And then I found this guy who's probably in his 40s, I said something about like how simping is actually really bad. And it was just in a comment. And this guy's like, "I always simp for people." And it turns out this guy had 4 kids and married, and he simps for other women. And I said, dude, that's actually very toxic. And I hate throwing out the word toxic because it's stupid. Toxic
Yeah.
masculinity doesn't exist. Toxic femininity does. But it just clicked on my brain right then and there. And I knew, whether you're religious or not, I knew God said, this is what I want you to do. And boy, was it a whole entire animal. And I asked my wife before I even started this, should I do this? And she said, if you want to do this, I will support you. So I started a channel where it's just men's health awareness. And let me tell you, the journey for almost 2 years has been such a exhausting, emotional, spiritual, everything about what I've been doing for almost 2 years have been so exhausting. And there was a point where I was doing Manorama and then I was doing Pop Culture Breakdown. And now that my wife's like, you can actually talk about why. Me doing all the streams, it led to the point where, do I value streaming or do I value my marriage? And it got to the point where I told Doomcock, hey, look, I have to take a step back because streaming all these things, it's actually affecting my marriage. And he understood completely. In the email, he's like, look, I understand. I was like, look, one day I'll be back. Don't worry. But right now I got to focus on my marriage. I got to focus on life stuff. And he's like, all right, cool. And I gave him like a 2 week, like a month notice. I was like, look, I'll do the rest of this month, but after this one, I can't. I'm just going to take a step back. And it's like, all right. So that's why you don't see me a lot on streams, just because I have a lot of things in life that I need to put focus on. And that's one of the benefits of, like, with men, when you're in a relationship and you start valuing other things outside of your relationship with a girlfriend or a wife or whoever, it starts putting a toll. And so I put more effort into my marriage and into the show. And that's a balance I have to do. And I came up with the show Manorama because it's like, you know what? I want to teach guys, especially guys who are in the pop culture realm, who play video games and stuff, because those are the cool guys. Those are the guys I can relate to a lot. And I'm like, I want to help those guys understand, hey, and some of them actually do this stuff, and it's pretty cool. Like, hey, I want to teach guys how to build a car, how to do these things, and bring other guys in the same world to come in and just show, like, we're all nerds and geeks. It's like, but we're also know how to go hunting. We all know how to do this and that. It's outside of pop culture, YouTube world and stuff. And it's become such a journey where, for me, I learn from every single person. And I made it my goal, like, this is not about me at all. This is about the people in the chat and the people who come on the show. It's their show. It's not me. I provide the questions, which is sometimes the dumbest, stupid question you could ever imagine. But I'm like, I'm going to answer it. And that's where this came from. And slowly it's become kind of interesting to see how people react to it. Because at first, some people didn't know how to take it. They're like, man show? Like, are you going to have, like, women jumping on the trampoline and all that stuff? Like, no. What do you, like... A lot of people didn't know how to take it, and some people still don't know. And it's become kind of interesting to see people like Comic Relief Crusader, who's been he's been on a crusade to show this on Facebook, everywhere. And some guys just, okay, so here's a question. Welcome, Rob.
Hey,
Here's
brother.
a question I have for you guys.
Hey.
Out of the two genders, because there's two genders, which one, men or women, which one do you think got more upset when the show started, Manorama? Like the death threats I've gotten. Who do you think were upset more?
It's a hard question. I want to say guys, like certain guys, man, who get threatened by the manhood because they don't have any manhood.
Okay. Rob, what do you think?
You know what? Honestly, I'm going to say say guys because I don't know if women really gave a rip about this show or even knew about it. So, but I think other guys maybe have gotten jealous. Who is Steve to be talking about men and all this other stuff?
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Tony's back. So out of men
I
and
didn't
women,
catch it. Give me 1 second, brother. I had to like sign into Rumble and all this stuff and restart the computer.
no worries.
That's why I poof like that. So I didn't catch what was being discussed. I apologize.
So out of men and women, which one do you think got more upset with Manorama and with what I was doing?
Probably men, because the modern male doesn't want to listen to the truth most of the time. They think that they know everything, especially if they're younger. That's part of that adolescent
Exactly.
arrogance.
Exactly.
It is. Manorama in a lot of ways is a show about hard truth, and some people don't want to listen to that and will fight against it. To be quite honest, and
Oh yeah.
so I would say that there was more of a backlash with a lot of guys, many of which that through the standard we would call simps, betas, cuckolds, etc. Just not wanting the help or saying they don't need it and saying that they've got the answers.
Yeah.
And Manorama is trying not to insult people. We don't put people down here. We want more men to do manly things. That is the mission statement. We want to be able to establish this next generation of guys to be self-sufficient, to be good with Christ, to be able to understand right from wrong, to all of these things that are being lost because there are big companies out there that are ham-fisting it into tomorrow's children and today's children, tomorrow's adults.
Yeah.
That is the core tenet. That is the core tenet.
So you guys got it right. Comic Relief Crusader goes, I can name one woman, Ethel.
I know what he means. Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, it was more guys, and it was the betas and cucks that I ended up getting a bunch of death threats, and I learned this real quick. Screen tap your DMs of people who will send you things like on X where you can accept the whole thing. This is why I set it up this way, to where I can accept it and they don't have to DM me all the time. I had probably the first 3 months 200 DMs of guys just threatening me. Like, you need to shut this down. You need to do all these things. And I asked one guy, I was like, why? This dude didn't know how to answer that question. I was like, why do you want me to shut this down? And then finally he said, because you're taking away, I'm trying to remember what it was. It was taking away room for women to have a voice. And I said, do you know anything? Like, this isn't about women. And here's the other thing. I had eventually I took this off of YouTube. I realized I'm not getting anything from YouTube. And then I brought it back to YouTube because I wanted to go directly from Rumble. And more women watch this show than guys do on YouTube.
Yeah,
why? Women like natural.
I know, right? Because they realize, wow, this guy has a bunch of nerds, geeks who are men that know how to build things. Like, hello.
Well, Steve, two things. First of all, I think women are actually more supportive of this because women want guys to talk to each other more and talk to each other about manliness and manly things, because a lot of guys tend to be sedentary and don't really talk to other guys about these things very often unless they're talking with their buddies, and we're not as social creatures as women are. Women get together and they talk about everything and all things. And I think women are curious as to what guys talk about and how we lift each other up because we're different. We do it differently than women do.
Yeah,
Exactly.
It's so here's a question, Robert. You come from the pop culture breakdown world. What was it like coming from that to a show where we talk about life skills. Because I'm always curious about people who do pop culture stuff and come on. Because some are very nervous. Some are like, I don't know what to do. Because you were on last week and you busted my balls with the magic trick of the movies you're pulling out. Even though we were talking about pop culture things, I told Gary about that. I was like, because he wanted to know. He's like, how did he do? I was like, dude, he did awesome. I was like, but he pulled out a trick and prank on me. And I don't know if it was intentional or not. But every time they were talking about a movie, he would pull out the DVD right as they're talking about it. Not even get up, just boom. And he's like, really? I was like, yeah. It was like they timed it out perfect for me.
I just happen to have
sidekick.
on my
It's
shelf.
sidekick.
Here, look.
Oh.
Nice collection, sir.
Yep. So
all,
he
my
has everything
tapes, all
ready.
of my tapes and DVDs are in a gun safe alongside most of my guns.
Which is in a boating accident. And
Now you're muted, Robert. You're
Yeah.
muted.
yeah,
it's
you're muted.
not a magic trick. It was pretty easy to pull off, but no, you're right. It's interesting, but here's the thing. I've talked about manly things with guys in an accountability group before, so it wasn't too big a stretch for me to come and talk about manliness and you know, when you talk about books like How to Be a Man of God's Own Heart and Tender Warrior and other types of things, it wasn't as difficult for me to make the transition. But I can see how it's difficult coming from pop culture to do that because it's a completely different show and it's a great show. I like it. I like that you guys get real with each other. That's the most important thing about the show.
Yeah.
I totally
It's-
agree with that.
I did send out I say olive branch, but it's not really an olive branch, to Andy and Gary. I texted them both. I was like, hey, if you want to come on, you're more than welcome to. They're probably busy. And
They're,
yeah.
Because
Because if they came on, they're all going to bust my balls. That's the thing. If you know who Gary is.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, would you expect anything less from your boss?
No. Well, he's not a boss. I even said that. He's like, look, don't call me a boss. We're not gay. I mean, he goes, we're partners. I was like, that makes it way worse. No, Gary
Nah,
is
it's fine, you know.
he is a solid dude. Gary is he's one of the writers for Manorama, even though he doesn't write much, he's still a writer. And it's funny. Man, Gary and Andy, what a bunch of goofballs. They're probably like on the phone trying to figure out how to put a Barbie together. That's what they do. See, I can bust Andy's balls. The master. I said that one time, and
I'm happy you like to bust balls. I'm happy for you. We are.
But I said that
2024.
to
I'm happy for you.
I told right before on a pop culture breakdown episode, I was like in the private chat, I was like, hey there, yoga master. He looked right at me through the camera. I was like, I'm gonna die.
Well, I got to give a shout out to Andy Masterson. He's going to help me out with my fitness journey. I'm going to
That's
get back
good.
into my high school
Oh, that's
shape.
nice. That's nice.
So if there's anybody that can do it, it's literally the man who is the walking Adonis-like physique perfection that is Andy, who has the Zen martial arts mind, and you know, so he's a good guy. He's gonna set me straight. It's gonna be great.
Oh, just
It's
doing
good. It's
that.
good. It's good. It's gonna set you straight, so you're not too gay. You know, it's good.
Now stop it.
Hey.
I've got these books
Yes.
that I want to show you real quick that are pretty cool with when we talk about manliness.
Yeah.
This is 4 Pillars of a Man's Heart. It's by Stu Weber. He's a pastor. And it's interesting. It talks about, you know, godliness and being a masculine man.
There you go.
Okay.
And then there's John Eldridge, Wild at Heart. This is an older book, but it's been around forever. Talks about how to be a man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've read that one.
Yeah.
There's another book. Have you heard of The Barbarian Way?
No, I haven't heard of that one.
Oh, go check it out.
This one's Disciplines of a Godly Man.
Ooh.
Mhm.
You see, he has everything ready for everything, man. You
I know,
he-
right?
Yeah,
He's-
Robert Wright has a library of not just tapes and DVDs. He's got a library of tomes, man. He has an archive of novels.
Yeah, and then Stu Weber, another book by him, Tender Warrior, God's Intentions for a Godly Man. So So those are some good books that talk about what a guy's supposed to do and how a guy's supposed to be in God's eyes. So
Mhm.
Yeah. Here's the other thing. Here's the cool thing about Manorama. And it's because we have one guy who I think is agnostic, but he's like the kindest dude and sweetest guy. It's hilarious. He came in one time in the chat. He's like, "What's up, fuckers?" And I just laughed. I was like, dude, there's some guy,
Yeah.
there's one guy who's like, I don't believe in God, which is like, okay, it's a different background. Everyone has, that's the cool thing
Yep.
about this. We all have different beliefs on things and we have different
Yeah.
ideologies, but we all have the same thing. We're all trying to help
Yep.
guys become better men.
Yeah.
And
And make the
we
world
have-
a better place for men.
Yeah,
And
it's-
everyone.
that's what that whole thing is, and that's what I wanted to build this channel. Now we get to Lego build. That's a whole nother realm of cookies that just
Oh yeah.
I don't know half the things you guys.
You got
talk
me
about.
into Legos, you got me into Legos, and I used to hate Legos until I was on your show, and it's like, oh fuck.
Oh,
This
God
is
damn
the
it.
one thing.
It's-
This is the one thing I'll say about Legos: the proverbial stepping on a Lego experience. You have not known true pain until you've stepped on a four-sided dice barefoot. These people
Oof, yeah.
complain about stepping on a Lego barefoot like it's the end of time, like they're walking on hot coals. No, step on a D4, then we'll talk.
yeah.
okay, here's the question: what is the one
Yes.
Lego set that you wish you had as a kid that you never had?
Ooh.
Unfortunately, I cannot answer that because I was not into Lego when I was a
Yeah,
child.
likewise.
But
Because you're like, I'm into women, and then you realize Legos is the heart to women. That's a good question. I don't know.
See,
if
I
think-
go back, I'm older generation, Gen X, or before they had the Lego Star Wars. So mine was I always wanted the big castle.
I would just get them by the buckets of assorted Legos, like the 5,000 brick assorted buckets. And one of my favorite projects I did when I was little was I recreated the conveyor belt with the compactor from Brave Little Toaster, and I even fitted it to where my Hot Wheels could be placed down the track, and had just enough of a roller to emulate the crusher, and had little one peg Lego itty bitty bricks coming out from the little conveyor belt underneath it, different colors. It was real fun.
Yeah, for me, it's like I did have Lego, but I really didn't care that much when I was young. I was more into, because my dad, he created, knives and, other stuff, that was one of his
Mhm.
hobbies, creating stuff. And that's what I mostly did. My dad, he wanted me to join that. So, we made knives, throwing knives together, and, we built stuff from woods, practicing swords of wood. And everything like that. That was like more my thing as a child.
Mm-hmm.
So-
My older brother, he had the NASA space shuttle.
Oh
set.
wow!
Okay.
I've always wanted. That was the one that I always wanted. I built it just for fun, but yeah, it was. Yeah, that was one that I wanted. My mom just texted me last night. She's like, "Do you have the McLaren new Lego set?" I was like, "No, I want the Jaws Lego set." That's what I want.
Mm.
But what
Yeah,
I want
that
now,
one's-
since I got into Lego because of you, because fuck you,
You're welcome, little faggot.
is that I when I get a new apartment, because I need a bigger apartment with a lot more space. So when I move, I'm gonna get the big Death Star, like the big Death Star, and build that.
Oh no! Don't knock that
So
over.
here's something I
Oh,
want to
trust
do.
me, I don't. knock over stuff. I'm too careful with all my collections. And if
Now-
it does, I'm just gonna build it all over again.
I'm going to set the world record for the Millennium Falcon, the big one.
Ooh, I want that too. Yeah.
How many pieces are in it?
Supposedly, it's a brick ton. It's a lot. So the record is 10 hours, 22 minutes, and 21 minutes. 22 minutes and 21
Okay.
seconds. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. But I'm gonna do it.
You can do
I
it.
believe in you.
Especially if
I
you got
believe in
friends
you.
to back you. Do that on a weekend and let me know ahead of
Oh,
time.
it's gonna.
And
Yeah.
I want to be there for at least some of it. John the Beagle
Well-
Dad says he did Lionel train layouts with his dad.
Ooh.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, I would have to do it at the lodge, an open space. I can't do it
Yeah.
on here. Like
Oh,
there's
no.
some
Yeah,
I
you
have to
got
set it
that
up
space.
to where I'm like, oh my gosh.
Because how big is it again?
It's huge.
I know it's huge, but how huge is it again? Like
I don't know. It's just big.
It's really huge. It's really big.
Huge.
Right?
I did.
Okay.
So I was gonna have a new show. It's gonna be a pre-recorded show. It was gonna be called Rancor's Ammo, where we take hole punchers out and go to the hole puncher range. But I found out dumb me should never do this, and because I don't have an FFL license, so I'm not going to. It was one show idea, and then Gary and Andy said that may not be the smartest thing to do, and I looked into it. Yeah, because
It might be fun, but you can't do it.
I know. I was like,
That's
dang it,
true.
it's gonna be all pre-recorded, and we could just go to the
Yeah.
range, have fun. But
No, of course
No,
not.
I
you're just
did
gonna have
think-
to make that an incentive for us to just come out there and just shoot with you, man. Like,
see, or go to another state.
yeah.
Or
Mm,
can I throw this one out there?
yes,
What if you did paintball with
it
with
still would.
cameras?
You would still get striked
Yeah.
on YouTube. It's YouTube.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Oh, come
Oh, yeah.
on.
I read the new guidelines. It's ridiculous. Like I can't even show how to clean a hole puncher without getting hit. Yeah.
Dang.
They made it
Yeah.
really stupid.
Probably
But
because you don't want somebody learning how to make one or do something like that.
yeah, it's like, dude,
Sometimes-
I'm just showing how to clean
Sometimes
it,
I
not how
miss
you-
old YouTube, man. Sometimes I miss the golden age of YouTube when it didn't
I
have
know,
these
right?
stupid rules.
I think we all.
But
miss-
that was a project in the works. And I actually, because tomorrow is my 8-year anniversary. And yesterday we celebrated it because we're busy tomorrow. And my wife goes, she goes, when do you are you gonna go to the gun range this weekend? I was like, well, my guy friends, they're busy. She's like, I'm not asking about your guy friends. That's when I knew we're gonna go and do a few rounds, and it was fun. She was nervous. Like I have a video of her shooting it, and she was very nervous. And after the third magazine, she fell in love. Like, you know, the look on someone's face where they realize, like, ooh, yes. I was like, oh boy. And I was like, this is what you're gonna get. You're gonna get the P365. You're gonna get one that looks like me but smaller. And she just loved it. And she's like, how about you do a video of like a show, pre-recorded show of this? I was like, I've already thought about it. I can't do it because I don't have an FFL license. And it would be stupid of me to get one because I'm not, like, I know some guys that have one, but they don't do anything with it, which is really stupid. So you spent like almost, I don't know, $3,000 to get the license, or however much it is. It costs a lot to get this license, and you're not going to do anything about it. So yeah. So that was shot down. But I do want to do a meet and greet with everyone on the panel to do a video, like a documentary video, where we go out, have fun, drink bourbon, campfire,
yeah.
go take some hole punchers and have fun. That's what I want to do.
That is
Understandable, yeah.
exercise 10-4, buddy.
Because all you fat asses are gonna come out and be like, "All right, let's do this." And then Canadian Spider-Man is gonna walk up shirtless and be like, "Hey, anybody want some deer heart?" There's the other thing.
and we're all gonna be emasculated whenever that happens. We're gonna feel.
Here's the other thing, Rob. I don't know if you know about this, or Jason. I don't know if you know about this. I think Tony, I think you were on the show when he did this.
When
but
he
Canadian-
ate the deer heart. Yes.
He ate a deer heart. He cooked it and ate it live.
Over.
I was
a
like, "Oh, that
fire.
looks good. What is that?" He's like, "A deer heart." I was like, "What?" And then everybody in the chat was like, "How dare you?" And then one of the guys was like, "Shut up." But yeah, that dude is probably the most masculine guy I know. Lives out in the middle of nowhere, in the boonies.
Yeah, well,
He's
when you
definitely
live in the
pepper.
woods your whole life, you kind of have to adapt or, I don't know, do this thing called die. I mean, right? Adapt or die.
But and FKHC 2005 beer and hole punchers, two things that go together. Here's the other thing: don't do them at the same time.
Absolutely.
I
Do
do
the
like
hole punch
beer.
first and then the beer later.
Exactly. Never drink before shooting. That's
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
If you do that,
No.
you're an idiot.
that is pre-trigger discipline 101. That's trigger discipline
Yeah.
80, man.
No, but I want
Like-
to say I do like deer heart. It's pretty good.
It is good if it's done right. It's good.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
My dad used to be a hunter, so always had some deer here and there. So grew up
But
eating a lot of meat, and I love meat more than anything else in the world when it comes to food. Without meat, it's no me.
yeah.
I
I
was
did
eating
say-
it with my hands.
So someone asked me where I can get a jersey, the Manorama jersey. Because Gary got it for me for my birthday and I opened it up. I have an 80s NFL jersey with Manorama and my name on it. And then I had the baseball one. Because he asked me a very particular question he's never asked me, and it made me very curious. He goes, "What's your favorite baseball team?" I was like, Red Sox. In my head, I was like, he's never asked me this type of question before. Like, why are you going to give me a Red Sox jersey with Rancor on the back, 87? That'd be kind of cool. I don't know. I just like that's. And then he pulls out this thing. So some people are like, "Hey, where can I get this?" Here's the thing: it's a limited edition. No one's ever going to get one.
Gary
But-
has a profound way of asking you stuff, and then the next thing you know, you have something that's like totally unique and never going to be replaced or reproduced
Well, I
from
remember.
you as a result. He has a way of
So-
just going, "Hey, what do you like?" Okay, good to know.
So, Tony, do you remember when I asked, "What is your favorite movie?"
Yeah.
I asked a bunch of guys at the beginning of Manorama the first year, because it was a much smaller panel of like 6 guys. Now it's like 12 guys. I can ask, I'm like, "Hey, do you want to come on?" That's the other thing. The show has grown so much that the panels actually are bigger. Of course, you're watching Star Wars. Of course. At least it's the better Star Wars. At least it's Empire Strikes Back.
Yes, it is.
Right.
That's my favorite movie.
God.
of all
Real,
time.
real Star
Yes.
You
Wars.
mentioned it. I'm like, okay, I'll turn it around.
So I asked some of the guys, and some of them were like, "Oh, this movie." I was like, "Well, let me clarify it. Pirates of the Caribbean, Indiana Jones, and I forget what was the other one." And we all sent for Christmas to the guys who've been on the show, like a casting of one of the movie props. And
Mhm.
yeah, because it's a weird question to ask someone. Because I know when I asked Jeff, who's going to be back on soon, he's just been busy with work. He's like, "Why are you asking me this question?" I was like, "Shut up and answer it." Bourbon.
Yeah, Empire just happened to be on this afternoon, and I just had it on muted.
So here's a question I have for you guys. Rob, I was
Yeah.
gonna ask what is your guys' favorite movie? You can pick two. Empire Strikes Back and what else?
Empire's number 1. Raiders is number 2. Back to the Future is number 3. Casablanca's number 4. The Quiet Man's number
I asked 2, not 20.
5.
That's a good list though. Jason, what is your two favorite movies?
My two favorite movies, it is gonna be, of course, The Crow, the original Crow with Brandon Lee. It will always be my all-time favorite movie in the world. And my second favorite, well, it is Rebel Moon, the director's cut part 1.
I'll pray for you.
I know, but we all have different opinions. We all have different opinions, and for me, it was that's the
Alright.
only. That's the only movies I've given a 10 out of 10 is The Crow and Rebel Moon. That's the only movies
Alright.
I've given a 10 out of 10. So, and that's
That's
just a
your
lot
pre-
because I love Star Wars, but I've only given them a 9 out of 10.
Tony Stark.
That is a hard question. That is a very, very hard question.
I don't know how to ask it an easier way.
Now, I've always been privy to Back to the Future. Would I consider it my number one film of all time? No, but I'll just say that for now. And Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Nice. For me, it would be The Rocketeer and Braveheart.
Good
The
movies.
Rocketeer's very good, and Braveheart's
It is. It's
not
the
a
greatest
historically
comic book-
accurate one, but good.
I don't care. People can suck it. 'Cause it's a good movie. It's Mel Gibson. When I met Mel Gibson, he had the long beard. This was like 2008,
Yeah.
like into 2007, 2008, when I was in cinematography class. And I was in an elevator with him. And I turned, I was like, no shit. And this is like before, this is after I'd met George Lucas and met a bunch of like top people that like, this is why I'm doing film. So I got used to meeting famous filmmakers. And I see Mel Gibson in the elevator and I was like, oh shit. And he looked at me, he's like, what? I was like, I know you're going to you hear this a lot, but you're one of the inspirations to doing film. Yada, yada. I did that whole spiel thing. And he knew I felt really embarrassed to say it. He's like, it's okay. I was like, all right. I was like, and then he's like, what are you doing here? Because I was getting film for my student project, which I botched doing cinematography. And it was because I was using 16 millimeter. And it was a pain in the butt. And I told him, he's like, that's kind of cool. And he's like, well, what do you do? What are you doing now? I was like, oh, I'm working on a film that's being pitched. And he's like, oh, what is it? I was like, this is the guy who did Passion of the Christ. And I was like, well, it's the entire book of the Bible into one movie. His face lit up. He's like, oh, no shit. I was like, yeah. So we talked for 10 floors. We just talked. And he's the coolest dude. I was like, man, adopt me, please. But yeah, what was funny with Jason is he sends me a tweet. Was it yesterday or 2 days ago?
The tweet about Rebel Moon.
About Rebel Moon. Here, he baited me into doing this. And I
didn't
look at
bait
it and
anyone, man.
I see Tom Connors jumps in, and I was like, buddy, you're gonna lose this one. You're gonna lose this battle so hard.
I know Tom from before, and so it's no problem.
I love Tom, but he's a stickler when it comes to filmmaking, and he knows his stuff. That's the thing. And I've got him once on something. I forget what it was, but I got him. He DM'd me. He's like, all right, I'll give you this one. I was like, you better. I know what I'm talking about. Because he even didn't believe what I was talking about. And seeing you and Tom go back and forth talking about.
Yeah, I barely did anything. It was just a little talk.
And then I jumped in. I was like, look, I know this is your opinion. That's all good. But the cinematography and editing sucks.
I don't think so. I do not think so.
I was like, I remember watching Rebel Moon with my wife, and I'm sitting there watching it. It starts off okay. It's like, all right, cinematography's not bad. Editing's not bad. I was like,
But the director's cut are so different and so much better.
but
than
here,
every little thing.
here's the thing. Then it gets into more characters, and I'm like, I don't even know what I'm watching anymore. I'm like,
with
what
the
am I-
director's cut, you get to know the characters and you actually
Okay.
get to know a lot more about them. Totally different start of the movie. It's a lot different, and it's unique and it's experimental. And everyone has their own style of doing stuff with editing, with filming, and all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. And that's what I love about different creators, because we all have our own different style, and I like to see different styles.
Yeah.
And I've always liked Zack Snyder's style because it's so different and so unique in my view, and that's why I like it. The way he does it.
Okay, I'll agree with that. Here's the other thing: the only good movie he ever did was 300, because it was actually interesting to do that.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
Then he decided, hey, I'm gonna use the same method of filmmaking and use it for every goddamn movie I ever made. No, here's the other thing. I will say this. Here's another question I have for you. We'll do a little pop culture. Oh, look who decided when to join in now, huh? We talk about movies, and Comic Relief is like,
that comment.
um,
There we go. Hey, comment.
who is your favorite I'll give you two.
No.
All right, Tony Stark.
What's the question, brother?
Who are your two favorite directors?
My two favorite directors.
Yeah. Do you want me to go first so you guys can think about it?
I
go
really
first.
need to tumble this one around
Okay.
my head.
I know you do. Mine is. Oh shit! We'll do. Oh,
Let's do
crap.
3.
Okay, 3, because there's actually 3. It's Mel
Yeah,
Gibson.
that's where I'm at.
Yeah, Mel Gibson, probably one of the best storytellers. Who's doing Lethal Weapon 5? Thank God. Then you have Joe Johnston, who is the creator of the Millennium Falcon and Boba Fett. And then Guy Ritchie. In no particular order. But Guy Ritchie has the best editing. His style, the jump cuts and everything, I love what he does. But Robert, who are your 3 favorite directors? Or he went blank.
Oh, I know at least 2 out of the 3. So first would be John Ford, just
Ooh.
classic director. I would say Richard Donner's another one. He'd be my second.
All
And
right.
don't know who'd be my third. You mentioned some good names there. Probably Spielberg, just because so many of his movies are so good. But like his later stuff isn't as good, but his early stuff that I grew up with was really good. You get, Jaws and E.T., Close Encounters, even Schindler's List was shot beautifully, how he did that movie, but he's gone down in quality significantly in the aughts. So those would be my 3.
Jason.
Just give me 1 second. I just need to know how to pronounce his fucking name because I don't speak Japanese yet.
Oh,
Okay,
is
that's
it
fine.
who?
Kurosawa?
No. So I have 3 favorites, and of course George Lucas is one of them. Of course, because without George Lucas, I would never get into film. I would never work with film or editing or anything like that, or writing. So again, George Lucas is one of my biggest inspirations, and so George Lucas is one of my favorite directors too. And I know you're gonna hate me for this, but Zack Snyder, it is what it is. Different opinions,
I'm kidding.
you know.
I'm kidding.
Yeah,
You know
different
what?
opinions. Suck my sweaty balls because I couldn't fucking care.
Here's the thing. I would say this. It's your opinion. If someone likes something, I'll make fun of it a little bit. But if that's what you like, for example, Pop Culture Breakdown, someone asked, what's your guilty pleasure? I said King Arthur, the Guy Ritchie movie. I got so hated for it. I'm like, it's not a great movie. I just enjoy it because it's Guy Ritchie. It's him trying to do his gangster British stuff in medieval time with fantasy. How bizarre is that? And it works.
Yeah, no, I get you. No, so of course George Lucas, Zack Snyder, and Shinsuke Sato, who also created Alice in
Oh,
Borderland, the TV show. He also
That's a-
created the. He also did the fourth Death Note live action movie back in the day for Japan.
Mhm.
That's connected with the 3 original live action movies from the back in the day from Japan. And he also made a 3-episode part before the movie. And one reason why he's also one of my favorites is because he's one of the few people out there who 100% cares about source material. He actually
Mhm.
goes through everything, and he actually listens to the creators and everything like that. I'm gonna use one example, and that's I'm a big Death Note guy. It's one of my favorite mangas, animes, live action from Japan. It's my world that I just love so heavily. In the manga and anime, you don't see it, but it is implied that one of the characters named Misa, she commits, her own life. She takes her own life, and the reason she does that because she can't live in a world without Light, who is the love of her life, because she is crazy. That's her thing. But you don't see it in the manga or in the anime. But if you get the big manga, it's implied there. And also the directors and the creators of the book and anime, they talked about this on a panel, and they said, yeah, Misa committed suicide because she couldn't live in a world without him. And what Sato did, yeah, he listened to them. And when he created the fourth movie, he brought back Misa, and she did commit suicide in the movie, just like it was intended to be. So he actually listens to the source, everything. So that's why I also like Alice in Borderland. It respects the source material and also does going a little different way at the same time. You get the combination of both, entertaining the fans and also entertaining the more casual viewers, and it has the combination of both, and that's why I love him and for his work. So yeah, those
All
three.
right.
And George Lucas has his own style of writing and directing and all that, and I love it. That's one of my biggest inspirations. And the same with Zack Snyder, because he is different. He has his own style. He has a unique style, experimental, and that's the reasons they are my 3 favorites for different reasons. And
All right.
Steve, can I elaborate on one director that I chose?
Yeah.
So John Ford, it's interesting. If you know anything about Spielberg actually got to meet him when he was a young film student, and he basically came into Ford's office and asked him, if he could give him advice on film. And Ford told him to look at 2 different pictures in his office, and he told him to tell him about it. And he said, look at where the people are. Look at the horizon. Look at how you set it, how the picture's set up. That's interesting. That's what it means to
Mhm.
create film, and go out and do it. And that's the advice that he gave Spielberg. And if you know anything about John Ford, and a lot of his movies are epic settings and epic shots.
Big panoramic shots. Yeah.
Yes. So that's what's interesting. And he was like one of the big pioneers that really influenced a lot of movie directors that we love today. So
Yeah. Tony Stark.
I'm going to start with Alfred Hitchcock.
You would.
He's the inspiration behind Hitchcock. Working with very little and getting a lot. Psycho is still one of my favorite films of all time. Just that, how he was just able to do what he did. He did have some flops, though. I mean, Birds was pretty bad. Let's be honest.
Oh, I love Birds.
But just as from somebody who has very little and has the skills to make the best of it, he's an inspiration for me getting into some of the small things that I'm doing with set building and whatnot. Because I'm starting with very little as well.
Yeah.
Honorable mention would be Ed Wood for that same reason. Ed Wood, while never achieving accolades compared to others, had the heart and determination and the never say die attitude, which I think every director needs. Every director needs that. Absolutely, 110%. As far as artistic expression to an obsessive degree, akin to Zack Snyder, I'm going to take your Zack Snyder, Jason. I'm going to raise you one Stanley Kubrick. Stanley Kubrick is the manic, obsessive, to the letter, 157 takes. I don't care if you passed out in the desert wearing an ape suit. Do it again. Do it again. Do it again. And then to wrap this around, I'll have to go just simply because dialogue and hilarity and just gritty pulp production. Quentin Tarantino, despite his obsession for feet.
Boo! I'm glad you brought that up. Mike.
Yeah.
Welcome to the 1000 episode.
Yay.
Now we can finally talk.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no.
How you doing, man?
I'm in the shop right now. I'm trying to finish up a commission right now that I got to get done. So here at the shop, and just joining you on the 1,000 subs celebration. So.
You're gonna have to do this again next week at my place.
I know, right? Dang. So many celebrations, so little time.
Same thing, different place.
Exactly. Same shit, different show. So,
I'll keep my shirt on. Don't worry. Mike, what are your 3 favorite directors?
Well, here's the thing. See, early on in my life, considering how I was born at a very early age,
Of the 1800s.
Of the 1800s, yeah. I suppose I have to do this in 2 different ways because I spent most of my life reading comics, right? And enjoying the art of storytelling that way, right? And then later on, you get into movies and stuff like that, right? So I'm going to take a slightly different route when it comes to like storytelling. Would be for writers telling a story, because with comic books it's kind of like a movie on pages, right? On paper, basically.
It's a storyboard, but with detail.
Yeah, exactly. So that being the case, I would have to go with Jack Kirby, Chris Claremont, and I would have to probably even throw in John Buscema, even though he did a lot of art. He did some stories here and there. Because it's with those guys, that eventually we have the Marvel Cinematic Universe and all these fantastic characters before it went to shit. If it wasn't for them, then we wouldn't have some of these movies that are out right now, right? And on top of that, we wouldn't have a lot of influences that are making movies right now due to storytellers like that. Now, if it came to directors, because I was always fascinated with Star Wars and Indiana Jones, so it would have to be like George Lucas and Steven Spielberg, but I would also have to throw in Francis Ford Coppola and dude that did 2001 Space Odyssey,
Kubrick.
Yeah, Kubrick, Stanley Kubrick. So even though I know a lot of people say it's a pretty long-winded movie, 2001 A Space Odyssey, I look at it from the standpoint that it's a different style of artistic storytelling in that sense, right? And how everything just looks wide and majestic, on pretty much like every scene that he does, especially in that movie per se. So that's pretty much the route I would have to go through.
Yeah.
So
there's two directors that I want to mention that I think have kind of lost it for me that would have been my favorites at one point. Ridley Scott, especially with that awful Napoleon movie that he put out.
You did that one?
Yes.
Yeah, it was a Ridley Scott.
See how far apart I've gone. I don't
The,
give a crap about Ridley Scott anymore.
yeah.
I don't.
And then he has and then he has Alzheimer, as I like to call it, because he forgot what he did before with the aliens.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you want to
Yeah.
know something about aliens? You want me to break this down to you? Why we
Do
have
it.
Prometheus and everything?
Go for it.
Okay, so there's a small filmmaker who did District 9, who is probably one of my favorite directors, like visual effects. He comes from a visual effects background. This is when filmmakers, before they went woke and all DEI and all that stuff, they're like, hey, we need to branch out a little bit. And there's a guy named Neil Blomkamp who did visual effects. Like that was his bread and butter. Like I knew him, not personally, but knew him through my brother who does visual effects in film in Hollywood. I even asked after watching a few movies, I was like, hey, I told my brother, it was after Acolyte. I was like, hey, did you work on Acolyte? He's like, thank God I never did. But he's been working on all the Star Wars. His company works on a lot of Lucasfilm and Marvel stuff. And he's like, we didn't get this one. I was like, I can tell. that show's dog shit. Like, what my brother does is no one will actually get to see because he does previs. And his company does that. And so you'll never see the final stuff. And how they were going to do a movie between Aliens 2 and 3. And they were, Neil Blomkamp had a structured story for it. And then Ridley Scott came in and took over. And then we get Prometheus. And he's like, I got to tell my spiritual side of it and all that stuff. And yeah, it was dog crap. Like, Ridley Scott went off on a rail that I was like, cool. You're terrible. Your brother used to do better films.
Yeah. The other one I was going to mention was James Cameron. I thought he did some great movies in the 80s and early 90s, and then he fell off a cliff too.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
But I would say modern directors, I mean, Christopher Nolan, with some of the movies that he's made, have been pretty interesting.
They've been all right.
Yeah, I mean,
I
I thought
think so.
all the Batman movies well. I liked Inception. Not big on the movie, that just came out that he did that won the Academy Award. Oppenheimer. I wasn't all that impressed with that movie, but some of his stuff
That's fair.
is good.
But one of the things I've actually started doing on with this channel is shorts, and it's to give advice. And I've done a few. I try to do one. I don't know if I'm going to do one today, but I try to do 60 seconds of helpful advice for people. And I talked to some people, and they're like, "That's actually really good." I think with doing Manorama, it's not like Manorama is where guys can just kind of let loose and just talk, razz each other and all that stuff. And then the shorts, like I talked to my wife and I showed her, and she's like, this is what you need to do more of, is give helpful advice on like conflicts or a motorcycle trying to rev up their engine because they're a bunch of idiots. But it's to give helpful advice for people. It's like how to deal with, I don't know, failing at something. Like just because you failed at one thing doesn't mean you're a complete failure. It just means, hey, you need to find what God has gifted you. And that's how it is. And so that's what I'm starting to do. Kind of like a daily, kind of a journal for guys, and be like, hey, this is how you can handle this in 60 seconds. And it's become very successful in the sense where a lot of people watch it and they're like, hey, I've gotten a lot of feedback from it, and they're like, dude, this is pretty cool. Like, keep doing it. It helps me on this stuff. There's some guys that are like, hey, are you going to do another 60 seconds of this or that? And I'm like, possibly. We'll find out. but that's where there's a lot of things I want to do with this channel where it's not just with the Manorama or Lego build, but it's more of I want to start actually helping guys understand what it is to be a man. Like, there's some guys who are married. There's some, like, look, I'm going on 8 years of marriage. Doesn't mean I have the secret of being married. Trust me on this. It's a 24/7, 365.
What?
If you want to add in leap day, a leap year, add that in there. But there's some things I've learned. Like Mike and I, we talked about this. If you're taking your wife or girlfriend on a date, ask her, hey, where do you want to go to eat? Here's the secret, guys. Whatever top 3 things she says, go for the first one or the second one.
Yeah.
See? Yeah. Ta-da. It's all part of the game.
So speaking of
Right.
manliness, Steve, so I got to mention this because this is a manly thing that happened 31 years ago today that I just got to mention.
Uh-oh.
So it's a baseball thing, so bear with me with the sports analogy. But
Okay.
Robin Ventura was up to bat for the Chicago White Sox, and the pitcher, who I'll name in a minute, accidentally plunked him on the back of the shoulder, and Ventura charged the mound, and instead of backing away, Nolan Ryan put him in a headlock and beat the crud out of him. That was 31 years ago today.
Dang.
But yeah, Nolan Ryan, a manly man who didn't back down from somebody charging him.
See, that's the thing. I don't know. Like, that's the thing. Like, there's something that I wanted to do with like the Rancor Ranch, is the RR, the Rancor Ranch. Some of his vibrators going like crazy.
Oh, that's me.
Hey.
This is not OnlyFans, brother.
Mike.
It's the only pleasure I get out of life right now. Yeah.
So there's a thing I wanted to do with Rancor Ranch, and it is to come up with a place where guys can go and hang out. And down the road, it's still in the works and still planning. It costs a lot of money to do this, but it's just where guys can come hang out with the guys on the panel. Go to a range, go do this and that. It's giving guys an opportunity to go camping, do all
Grill
these
some
things.
good food and everything.
Yeah. I was talking to Tyler Day, and he's like, "I'll be the chef." But it's like, whether you do. Here's the thing I've learned is when you do a channel, you're gonna get trolls. You're gonna get people who go and attack you,
Hell
which
yeah.
I've had in the past. Here's the thing. One, they give you views. Take that as the win. You've won that one.
Yep.
But it's when you get people who dislike what you do, just it's like, I had to learn this. It's like I'm a person who, if something happens, I have to deal with it. Here's the thing. YouTube, Rumble, it's not the real world. You kind of have to just, it's like a duck with water rolling down its back. It's like, it is what it is. People are not going to like what you do. Keep going. I've kind of changed the tune. I don't know if any of you guys have noticed on Manorama. I'm trying to change the tune of being more for a place for guys to come. Like, there's guys who, I know I just said guys to come, very innuendo.
I wanted to say
Not
something, but I was just
I
gonna
know.
let it slide.
I realize
It's only
when I
on
said-
vibrate, Steve. God.
Yeah, it's
I was
only on
gonna
vibrate.
say,
Come on.
Do we really need to do the second OnlyFans joke?
The only reason why I
10
saw it
minutes.
because I saw Rob's face, and I was like, I just said something, whatever. But it's come to a place where guys can just be guys, and some of the guys in my
Yeah.
small group we were after we did 6 hours at a gun range. We all sat down, had scotch and whiskey, and we just started talking. And they asked me about the show, and I said, "Hey, this right here is what Manorama is. It's not just us on YouTube, Rumble, or whatever. It's us actually engaging in other people, and we try to help people. I've had some guys who've been on the panel before come to me and just be like, "Hey, this is what I'm dealing with." Like it's opened the door, and I realized the moment this is what I say, whether you're religious or not, if Satan is coming to attack you, you know you're doing something right.
Yeah.
Like me trying to help guys, whether I come across as an asshole to some people, cool. I'll take that. Well, I know, right? What? Yeah, I come off as an asshole sometimes, but if you get to know me, like Gary says, you'll drop everything just to help a guy out. It's like, yeah, but I'll call some people out on their bullshit sometimes. And whether I'm the villain or not, cool. It is what it is. But for me, I want to help guys understand what it is to be a man. Because some people think, like, do you guys, when you guys were younger, being a man, do you think it was a lot easier? Like, oh, this is what it means. Getting married, doing all these things. Like, no. What were you going to say, Tony?
Oh, I wasn't going to say anything.
Oh, someone was going to say something.
Yet.
I was going to say, I agree with you. When I was in my 20s, I had no clue. I thought I knew. I thought I knew everything. Nope.
Yeah. Okay, so here's the other thing. When you're in your 30s or 20s, and then you're even at like your late 30s, for me, I still don't know what it is to be a man. All I know is the community of bond, like the brotherly bond.
Mhm.
Like there's like I watched I think it was an Instagram or YouTube video. Someone asked Ronaldo, "Who do you trust?" 100%. And he said 4 people. Most guys on this panel and anywhere else, there's about maybe 3 to 4 guys that we fully 100% trust. For me, it's my wife, Gary, Andy, Mike, and maybe one other person. It's not to exclude anyone else, but it's just 100% who we trust.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I can say Gary because we're Freemasons and all that stuff. Okay. But it's like I work with him. It's like I can come to him and be like, "Hey, this is what I'm dealing with." It's like women, they can trust anyone, all their girlfriends. "Hey, what's up, Andy?" Andy said, "Congrats, you filthy animal. Get this through your head, you Jew. I ain't gonna finish the rest of it." I always imagine myself for Halloween. I should go as Joe Pesci for Halloween. I should.
Keep
Get
the
this through your
subs,
head.
you filthy animal.
Get this through your head, you Jew motherfucker, you. Don't you ever go over my head. Here's the thing.
Hail,
If we
hail
met,
to Andy. Good to see you, brother.
if there's a picture of Joe Pesci and I, who's going to be taller, Joe Pesci or I? Me? By like an inch.
Still you.
It is easy to go over Joe Pesci's head, though.
I know.
Yeah.
Richard Spake said, "Brinker Steve, I did all those things and still ended up broken and done, missing my kids after my wife abandoned me after getting crippled."
Oh, dude.
Here's the thing. You have. I don't want to gloat. I will. Whatever. It's the 1,000 subscriber celebration. Manorama. The channel is not about me. It's about you guys. If anyone wants to come to me and be like, "Hey, this is what I'm struggling with," or "This is what I'm dealing with," you can DM me. It's open. Just answer, and you can email me. Just talk to me. That's the thing.
will get. He actually corresponds on Discord, Steve. I'll get you guys set up.
Yeah,
Hey, real quick, Richard Spake, I can't imagine what you've been through, especially becoming disabled, especially serving. Thank you for your service.
Yeah, man.
I understand. In life, sometimes people are crap. Sometimes it's stuff that you can't control, and you can't control what other people do, and that's what happens. But that's why you need brothers to be able to talk to. And that's the most important thing also is be able to your faith and then your close friends to be able to go to them when crap like that happens in your life. So come talk to us. Let it out with us. We're glad to hear you out. Reach out to Rancor Steve, reach out to Stark, man, we're here for you, brother. Cause crap happens in all our lives. And sometimes no matter how great you're doing or how manly you are, S hits the fan all the time, and sometimes it's out of our control.
Yeah. Here's the thing about being masculine and manly. There's different levels. Like we look at, for me, it was Stallone. That was like the tip of top of masculinity. And I think it's like when you get married. No one tells you, hey, this is how marriage works. Because I had some friends and they're like, hey, what's the secret of marriage? I never told them. I told them some kind of bullshit story. I told them a lie. I was like, you're going to figure this on your own. Because I had to figure it on my own. And it's being a man. It's more of just bonding with other men. That's how you do it. Because they always say, like, society says men need to cry and all this stuff. Yeah, that's fine. If a guy is going to cry and be emotional, that's fine. I'm not going to take it away. I have those moments. But it's a lot of just, like, you're not going to cry if you cut yourself. Like, I've cut myself with a razor from not suicidal rate. YouTube, don't cancel me. But doing construction work, I've cut myself. Does it mean I'm going to go cry about it? No, I'm going to say, this hurts like a motherfucker. And I'm just going to deal with it. Like a splinter? God, I really hate splinters. But I'm not going to cry about it. I'm just going to deal with it. And then you get like Gary who goes, you want to cry about it? And like, and then you just pull it out and you just do your work.
Yeah, but it just sometimes that just happens when you work. Or whatever it is. I barely.
I do
sometimes
want
you barely notice it. You just shit,
Here's the thing. All right, Tony, what were you gonna say? And I'll get to.
I do want to go ahead and add a little awareness. I am covering Richard Spake's story in detail, and we have decided to cut it into 3 parts. We did the first part yesterday between 4 and 7-ish, 7:30-ish. He has a hell of a story to share with you all, including the reuniting with his son for 16 years, and he's a really good member of the community.
Oh, awesome.
Faithful Xanadoomer, and it's not a Tower After Hours with all the whiz-bang sound effects and stuff. It's just me getting to know a good friend, and I hope that you all check it out.
Yeah. I don't even know what I was thinking right now. Does anybody know? No one knows.
No.
Rancor Steve,
Yes.
I can't yell to the back of the bus and ask you what you're thinking when I'm driving.
Well, I say this.
No, I was going to say this.
Here's
Okay,
one
no.
thing. Okay.
What?
I was going to say, honestly, sometimes we get into this mode where we think a woman's going to satisfy, just every single one of our needs and going to be the person we cry to. And if you have a marriage and that becomes that and she becomes your best friend, that's great. But if you're not married and you're expecting to find this girl that you can share these emotions with, that's not always the case until there's a marriage and something a little bit more solid, until you're ready to be vulnerable. Nobody's gonna lift you up or change you or completely rock your world around like you expect. Nobody's going to fix you. You got to help fix yourself. That's part of life. And
Yep.
part of fixing yourself is having real conversations with good, solid people. Especially as guys, we need other men to be able to say that, to be able to tell us real stuff and be able to help us fix ourselves. Nobody's going to fix you is what I'm talking about. You know, a lot of thoughts are around life, especially when I was in my 20s. Oh, you know, if I find that right girl, everything will fall into place, all that stuff. No,
it's not how it works.
You need to fix yourself. Once you fix yourself, then you'll be ready for whoever she is, whatever timing that is. So it's something that happens in our lives too.
Yeah,
exactly.
So I know what I was going to talk about.
Hooray!
It was what Richard said. He goes, Rango Steve, I did the happy wife, happy life BS. It didn't work. Here's the thing. Happy wife, happy life is the most bullshit line ever. Because here's the thing. I did it in my life.
It's just a meme now. That's why it's just a meme.
It is. But here's the thing. I love my wife. Nothing's going to take away that. Here's the thing. When a guy gets married, here's a little marriage advice. The whole happy wife, happy life thing, it actually kills the guy. Like mentally. Because all you're doing is just trying to please the wife. Here's the thing. I told my wife this. Look, I'll do during the week, everything else, I'll do whatever you want, whatever. She understands that Tuesday nights is my night to do my show. And on the weekends, maybe a Saturday or Sunday for like 2 hours, that's my thing. I got about like 5 to 8 hours of myself. Other than that, I told my wife, like, look, I'm not here to please you. I'm not here to make your life happy. If you want me to build something, I'll build you a goddamn house. I can do it. But you have to understand that I'm not going to sacrifice my life to make you happy. I will sacrifice. Here's the other thing. I will sacrifice my life to protect you. There's the difference. Yep. And I think with the whole term happy wife, happy life, and when I was in the small group, the couples group that my wife and I are in, they're like, all the women are like, yeah, happy wife, happy life. All the dudes, we all looked at each other like, this is the most bullshit thing we've ever heard.
Exactly.
Growing up, it makes sense, but as you're married, you're like, I don't want to make you happy your entire life to make me miserable.
Exactly. Why do you have to sacrifice yourself for the joy of somebody else?
Right.
The point of the marriage is to make each other happy equally.
Exactly.
Right. The only
marriage isn't. Sorry, go ahead. No,
what were you going to say?
Well, here's the thing, because, and this is something actually that I learned a long time ago, through a marriage counselor, because a lot of people say that marriage is 50-50. You know, you each give, a bit of yourselves, when that is even actually false as well. Marriage for both a husband and wife is 100-100.
Absolutely.
Yes.
You know, you have to give everything of yourself for both of you to work. And yeah, it's a pain in the ass sometimes. There are times where I think I'm right and I'm not, or, vice versa. And and it's not easy for the other person to admit when they're wrong. I'm wrong, some of the times. My wife is wrong some of the times. And, it's always ego that gets in the way, because, depending on how well yoked you are with the other person, somebody might not be willing to give, or somebody might be just willing to give up on the whole thing because they're not getting enough from you, right? And I even have to watch that of myself as well, right? It's like, oh, well, you're not paying attention to me, then I'm not gonna pay attention to you. And then, you can kind of see where everything else suffers in the long run after that, if you keep on going down that route, right? It's it's pretty bad. Yeah, and going back to what you're saying, yeah, happy wife, happy life. Yeah, it's like no, it doesn't work that way because you're constantly trying to gain the approval of the other person. And then inevitably what ends up happening is that um the other person is constantly looking for the other hit, so to speak, of oh, what are you going to do for me today? Oh, what are you going to do for me today? When you pretty much given everything else, given up everything of yourself that you don't even know who you are anymore.
Yeah.
Well,
Jason, you've been very quiet.
Yeah. What about it?
I don't
I've
know.
been listening.
I'm
Yeah,
just
no, I've been
saying.
listening.
Does
Yeah.
your boyfriend Zack Snyder want to chime in?
Oh my fucking god. No, but I agree with y'all with everything there. So
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Like-
that men are
It- it-
called
it-
leaders.
it's the same thing why a lot of my relationship doesn't work out because I will not sacrifice my my whole life. I will sacrifice my life to protect, but I will not sacrifice my own happiness and what I do. I need to work with my stuff, because that comes first. It's my job. When it comes to a lot of stuff, if I'm in a relationship, they have to also remember that I work and I need that space to work. Last
Yeah.
relationship I was in, my ex-partner at the time could not handle that at all. So, we started arguments and stuff like that, of course. Well, I don't argue. I never argue. That's the thing with me. I don't argue. I never do because I don't get angry. I have debates, but I don't get angry because I don't want to waste my time on it. It's so we ended up, breaking up, of course, and we are still friends, but my ex-partner couldn't deal with it, and that's okay. They needed someone else who they need to figure out who they are themselves and find their own life, what they want to do in life, of course. I already know what I want in life, and that's my company and my business, and whoever I end up with in the end, that's the person I end up with. But I will not sacrifice I will not sacrifice my whole work, everything I worked for, everything just for one person.
Yeah.
That's never gonna happen. And yeah, some women I've been with has had problems with that. And it's just, but it is what it is. You just have to live with it. I am not gonna bend my knee and do everything in the world to make you fucking happy. That's
Yeah.
not how it works. I will sacrifice my life, but that's how it is. But other than that, I also need to go because I am gonna be on another show tonight.
Yeah, cool, man. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Thank you for hanging out.
Have a good one, brother.
Yeah.
It's awesome to have you on, man. It's cool.
Thank you.
And another finish.
Another finish. But no, I love being here, and it's always fun to be a little bit of the younger generation on this panel who might see stuff from a little bit different perspective at
Yeah.
times, but at the same time I do see a lot of the same perspective in like you guys. But that's the reason, the way I grew up. The way I grew up is the reason I am the way I am, and having to go through all the hardness in my life to grow and learn from it, and with all that, and I'm happy being single for now. And one thing I always say, don't try to chase and chase the love. Wait, that's what I want to say. Wait, and it will fall into place, and the person in your life will come to you and you will come to them when it's the right time in life for you. It will all pop together. That's how I like
So
to
what
call
you're
it.
saying is you got something
There's
to
a
learn from us
chance.
bogeys. Yeah.
Well, no, I do. I like what you had to say, Jason. That was pretty
That's the
spot
way-
on.
Because that's how I
And-
think. And never rush relationships. Just to every guy
Yeah.
out there, if there's a girl you like and you're in a relationship, don't rush it, don't force it or anything like that, because then the relationship is not gonna work. It's not gonna work at all. You have to take time, learn to understand each other, learn to be friends, learn all of this. But I will also agree with just because you find a woman or a man in your life, doesn't matter if you're gay or bi or straight, but if you find a person in your life, it's not gonna be the thing that saves you, that makes everything better in the world. You have to work on yourself first. You have to put yourself first and work and become better yourself too. That's really important, in my view.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Mhm.
You hit it on the spot. Orville.
But
What?
since I'm gonna go, thank you for having me, guys. Have
Yeah.
a rest of a great stream. And Raincore, happy 1,000 subscribers, man. You fucking deserve
Thank
it,
you, man.
and you deserve a lot more. So see you all.
Send me the link on your YouTube and I'll put it in the chat.
I
We'll get
will.
you
I will.
guys. I'll get you some traffic going to your man.
Yeah. So
yeah.
let's see here. I will do that before I go. I have still a
Yeah.
little time. So no,
Or if
'cause
you
I'm
want to
gonna-
do it. I will
Yeah.
say this, Orville Nation. I'm not monetized on YouTube, but on Rumble I am monetized. So if you want to send a rant, which is a super chat on Rumble, you can do that, no problem. And I'll do a shout out to anyone who does that on Rumble, because I think a lot of people don't realize that Rumble, you can do that. I am monetized on Rumble, so because YouTube, like I realize I have to have about 10 million people watch my shorts.
Or you
Not
can
my-
just
There-
skip
there-
the watch hours. The watch hours
It
through.
doesn't.
It takes
Well, no,
forever.
I don't do long streams. I only do about like 2 streams a week.
Mhm.
I
It's
don't
not. It's
do-
not like me who wants to try to beat Zack Schneider with the length of the show.
Right.
I guess I
Just
can
a
do
minute.
it
You
on
want to
stream
date him, don't
too.
you? You big
Oh
old
hell
homo.
no! Hell no, dude.
You're like,
Not my
hey,
cup of
Zack
tea.
Snyder.
Nah, he's too manly for me. I need a more feminine boy if I'm gonna be with a guy. Thank you very much.
You know, I think you're more masculine than the old Zack Snyder. But here's the
Might
thing.
be.
Even though I will say this, even though Andy Masterson isn't able to be on here, he's swamped. I just talked to him. Andy Masterson has been a big supporter of this show, this channel, in the sense of making this guy the diehard, making me a diehard John McClane, Raincore McClane, as I like to call it.
Fucking amazing.
Uh,
But
That's
yes,
awesome.
I'm gonna leave. I sent you the links. X
Okay.
glitched a little, so it sent you like 5 times in the chat.
Holy shit! Jeez, I
It's
get it
just
from
glitch.
Mike and you.
But
Okay.
see you guys later. Goodbye.
Foreign internet. What can we say? Have
I
a good
know,
one,
right?
Jason.
Yeah. Bye.
If anyone wants to
Really
check out
fun.
Jason, go check out his chat. I'll put it in the Rumble also. Go check him out. He's cool. I like it. He's cool.
Cool cat.
One of the people, the few people I want to actually thank for making this channel happen, Andy Masterson, for making the action figure Rancor. He's done a few. Gary, god damn, dude, you're a brother I never had, and I appreciate everything you've done. He has actually, before I did this channel, he actually taught me a lot of what it is to be a man. And I can take little things from him. If you don't know who Gary is, or if you do know who he is on X and you're thinking he's an asshole, the guy is the most lovable guy. I love that guy.
And an asshole.
He is, but in a non-homo way. I would take my life for him. He is a brother that I never had, and I appreciate everything he's done. If you don't know who he is, go get to know him. I know X, he's a little bit harsh and a little rough on the edges, but he is probably the most closest thing you're going to get to a brother, and I really appreciate what he has done. He's helped this channel grow with a lot of mistakes I've made in the past, especially trying to do a firearms episode. He's like, I wouldn't recommend it. And I was like, God damn it, you're right. I really do value him and Andy and Mike.
Yo.
The amount of, I think it's because of you pushing on Facebook, X, everything, getting this channel going. I want to thank you, man. There's a lot of things you've done for this channel, and you've kind of become kind of the co-host, and just us talking, the conversations. If anyone can have hear the conversations Mike and I've had, they're hilarious. They're funny, dude. And I would call you almost every day, where it's just like checking on you. That's the thing. If like with Mike and with what he's dealing with getting a new job, like I'll tune in and I'll call you. I'll be like, hey, if I have your number, I'll call you and be like, hey, how you doing? Or I'll DM you, how you doing? Like, that's the thing. It's like I care about the people around me, and I'll check in on you and I'll be like, hey, how you doing with this? I just want to thank you for what you've done. It's pushing it. I will say this: how we ended up getting to 1,000. I say how we, because this channel is about you guys, you on the panel, everyone else. It's the 4th of July episode is what caused everything to hit to 1,000. I was about 316. I don't even know what the number was, because I wasn't paying attention. I didn't care about the numbers. I was like, whatever. Yeah. And I know Mike, he called me up and he's like, dude, was it a call or a DM? It's one of those two. And you're like,
I'm trying to think now. Yeah.
Because you're like, dude, you're about to hit 1,000. And I looked at it. I didn't pay attention at all. And I'm like, oh, shit. I'm about to hit 1,000. That's cool. Like, I
said, you and Tony are neck and neck now.
I know.
To hit 1,000. And
now,
it's like, what?
That's ended.
It is. Tony hit 1,000. Awesome. Yep. You deserve it.
Finally.
All the hard work.
Catch up. I got to catch up on everybody.
And
so
Mike
right
was
on,
like,
Tony.
What?
Yeah, right on.
Because I looked at it. I'll say this right now. I did a bunch of AdSense on some episodes. Turns out that a lot of people looked at the 4th of July and they just subscribed.
Right.
They didn't watch any of my stuff. They just subscribed because of me being pro-Trump, pro-America.
Yeah.
That was the thing. And I think I talked to, before everyone joined in, I talked to Disney Sheepherder. He was on earlier. And I said, there's a bunch of people, I haven't watched their stuff. I just subscribed because I liked what they did, just from the image and from other videos. And I was like, I like this guy.
Yeah.
That's how I ended up getting to 1,000, is from doing a couple of AdSense. I was like, you know what? I'm going to pump up the channel a little bit, doing some AdSense on Google AdSense. And mostly it was because I did 2 episodes, the 4th of July and then the last episode.
Yeah.
Of Manorama, which made people go, huh. Okay, let's check this person out. And that's pretty much what it was. It was the moment I posted the 4th of July promo, everyone went over to YouTube, because Rumble is still new. A lot of people don't know I'm on Rumble. I'm on Rumble. That's where I do a lot of my stuff. And that's how the channel grew on YouTube.
Yep.
And I'm thankful for everyone who subscribed, and I'll get trolls. I'll get people go, you did this, you did that. I'm like, it's a lot of
Bitch,
work.
please.
And I did bitch, please. I did a lot of I started a 60-second on a daily. I might leave Sunday free. I don't know. I might do one later today where 60 seconds of advice for people of how to do this, how to deal with conflicts, how to deal with failure. And that ended up getting a bunch of subscribers. And the thing with me is, how you doing, Myra? I see you in the chat.
Hi.
I don't care about the numbers. I've always said this. And
Yep.
this is where I grew up being humble about things. Is as long as there's one person watching, I'm still going to do content. Like it's not me doing this channel. It's not about me. It's about the guys who come on to talk about their stuff. Yeah, I have Lego Build. That's cool. I bring Lego Build is an open conversation. Anyone can join.
Yep.
But Manorama is my goal. It's where people who just want to know what it is to be a guy, what it is to be a man. And we may not get it right all the time, but that's the whole point. It's like, it's a journey. It's like marriage. No one's going to give us the secret sauce of marriage. No one is. After I talked to my father-in-law after 30 some years of marriage, I was like, what's the secret? He's like, I ain't going to tell you shit. I looked at him. I was like, yeah, that's cool. We had some bourbon over it. And it's like, I don't want to, there's some things I don't want to tell you the secret of. If someone came to me like, hey, how can you last for 8 years of marriage? I'm not going to tell you the secret, but I know what it is. A lot of it is, if you watch Manorama, you'll get the idea of what it is to have a healthy relationship with your wife or girlfriend or whatever. And Manorama is built around helping guys out.
Yep.
If anyone who's watching now or 5 years down the road, you can DM me or email me at Rancor Steve. I'm open to hearing what you have to say. And here's the thing. If I like what you say and I find it very intriguing, I will bring you on Manorama. That's the thing. It's Manorama. People think, oh, you're just going to talk about this or that. No. We talk about how to be better men around us. And the goal is, it's not, Manorama is not necessarily how to be a better man around women that we know. It's how to be a better man around other men.
Mm-hmm.
Because the older you get, I guarantee it, 20 years from now, I'll be like, whatever I talked about then on Manorama is bullshit. It's a learning thing. That's how we have to take it. And that's how this channel is. It's not, look at me, I'm hitting all these numbers. Cool. Okay. But it's more of helping other guys who are watching. But like, hey, I'm struggling with my parents wanting to divorce. How do I handle it?
Yeah.
Or how do I handle my wife wanting to leave me, or me wanting to leave my wife? Or how should I handle hanging around with other people? I'll be honest with you. I have social anxiety. Of 5 or more people, I'm over. I don't know how to handle people. I don't like people in general. Just with who I am. Because I don't know how to function around people. But doing Manorama for me has taught me for almost 2 years how to handle men, how to handle around people. And seeing people in the chat having their own conversations, it's awesome. And then going to other streams and seeing people say howdy, it's almost a
surreal.
The fact, thank you, that people are watching the show that don't subscribe, that do watch it. Like, there's people that actually, I watched in one stream that I tuned in. I don't know who it was, but they're like howdy, 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 howdy all the time, and I'm like, this person isn't subscribed to what I do, which is okay. I'm not looking for subscribers, but the fact that they watch what I do and what I say, it's pretty cool in the sense where Manorama is making an impact on guys.
Yeah.
Not in a huge way yet, but in a way where it's how we talk to people. And I talked to Mike about this. There's some people have been talking about merchandise, and I was like, oh, damn it. Now I got to do that stuff. I'm not at that. I even told you, Mike, on the phone.
Yeah, I know.
I got to do merchandise. There's 2 mugs I'm thinking about. Is
Merchandising.
I
Merchandising.
feel like a Jewish Mel Brooks.
There you go.
He is Jewish.
Oi!
Yeah.
There's 2 mugs.
Jokes
I'm
on
thinking
you.
about. I know, maybe 3 right there. Jokes on you.
Yeah.
Is howdy y'all
There you go.
and oh hi, I didn't see you there.
Yeah.
2 lines that people have used, because here's the thing. I've realized this about guys who do pop culture streaming and everything.
Mm-hmm.
They've understand, oh, this is what it is to be a man. It is the most, I don't know, you guys can tune in on this one.
Yep.
Is being a man the most frustrating physical, spiritual, whatever it is, take of everything?
Well, that's life.
Yeah.
That's life.
You
No,
guys
it
can
is,
talk
it is.
amongst yourself.
See,
I'm gonna go
because-
shut the door real quick.
Because well, then now I'm gonna have to wait until Steve comes back. Because
No,
the
you
door-
can say it. Come on.
Well, okay, fine.
Do it.
But that was the one thing that we've had a conversation about on the phone, right? Where I said, you know what, with some of us that do the whole pop culture shtick and all that kind of stuff, right? All the news that we've covered, like I mean, I've been doing my channel 3 years now, and I didn't even think I'd get this far, right? But
Yeah, same, literally.
Yeah.
Same.
But here's the thing. Here's why Manorama is valuable, right? Aside from channels like myself or anybody else's, right? Is because this is what I told Steve. I said, sometimes you got to think of it this way. The news that I cover on my channel, any of the news articles whenever I go live or I do a just a video on Thursday or something like that, it'll come and go. It'll come and go, and and the news will change, or it'll basically be no longer really relevant. It'll be in the annals of history, right? And it'll come and go. But learning how to be a man, especially when so much of manhood has been taken away by this current quote unquote culture that we're in, that's going to last forever, right? Because there'll be a guy that'll come along, maybe 2 years from now, 5, 7, 10, 15 years from now, or something like that, heaven forbid that this ever goes down or anything like that, and nobody finds it ever again or something like that, but should these videos still be up of what we all talk about on Manorama, years from now, somebody will come along and it'll be us talking heads that'll be talking about, what's it like being a man and having to deal with, I don't know, stresses that in life, or having to deal with, I don't know, somebody that's dealing with arrogance, or dealing with, I don't know, problems at work or something like that. How to, I don't know, how a man should probably cook or barbecue or something like that. All that stuff, totally relevant. All the other stuff that I told Steve, like all the other pop culture stuff, that'll just go the way of the dinosaur eventually, because shows will be out, movies will be out, all this kind of stuff will be old news, but all the stuff that we talk about on Manorama will be good for decades to come.
The
Right?
other thing about
And
it is
we'll be relevant.
iron sharpens iron. And
Yeah.
so that's what this whole thing's about. Iron sharpening iron. We sharpen each other. The other thing about it that people don't talk about, that when I'm around guys and we're talking about manly things, and we're talking about all these things, it pumps me up. It lifts my confidence as a man. And that's what it's all about when it comes down to it. A big part of manliness is developing the confidence, where it's confidence in yourself, a skill, whatever it is. And that's how we lift each other up. And that's what this is all about.
Yeah. Tony, do you want to say anything?
Of course he does.
No. Okay.
But it's us guys that are just talking about, look how we've dealt with things, how we've
sorry,
gotten
I was
through
muted.
things. No, too late.
Oh,
You lost
you're
your spot.
muted. Oh.
But no, go ahead, Tony.
What can be said that ain't been said already?
I don't know. Lots.
We are besieged on all sides by a overall change in the culture and the zeitgeist in society. And they think that they're going to smidge us out, that they're going to smidge out what is natural. They got another thing coming. We have to embrace what we naturally are. We have to go through every stage that every man goes through. And there isn't a person on this planet with a penis that hasn't in some way, shape, or form endured the trials and tribulations that every person with a penis has had. They can say it however they want to say it.
We have
They
penises.
can, yes, they can say it
What?
however they want to say it.
Mine's more of an innie now.
They could gussy it up or change it or
Oh
do
my!
whatever it is and add whatever perspectives, however skewed they may be onto it. But at the end of the day, men are men, and we as men need to embrace that, and we need to harness it, channel it, and become better men. And that was, going all the way back to whenever somebody said, you know what, I'm tired of packing these heavy things around. I'm going to invent a wheel. Okay.
No.
We need to innovate, adapt, grow, overcome, conquer, and be the best versions of ourselves. And Manorama is tentatively going to be a step towards that end game. So that's all I got to say on that.
Yeah. No, you guys. Rob, do you want to say anything?
I think I just said it with the iron sharpens iron. That's what this thing's all about. We're sharpening each other, and what Tony just said just pumped me up. So, yeah, we're almost like remember that old Saturday Night skit, Hans and Franz. We are here to pump you up.
I'm Hans, and here's Franz, and we are here to pump you up.
Yes.
No, okay.
1,000 push-ups. To be a girly man.
So Kevin
Kevin
6 on YouTube said Rancor 2, the quest for more money. Don't
Nice
give me any ideas. Don't give me any ideas,
Exactly.
I know the second Spaceball is coming out, but no.
No.
It'd be
Not
called
going to
the
happen.
quest for more ammo.
Do we need a
That's
second
right.
Spaceballs?
No,
No.
we don't.
That movie.
I know who's
Hell
directing
no.
it. It's gonna be terrible. Whatever.
No, John Candy. I mean, it's done.
Yeah, exactly.
They're with the whole Mel Brooks thing. I think they're pushing him out like Joe Biden, like Thomas the Train with Mike. They're just like, we're gonna use your own material and we're just gonna ruin it. Like,
Yep.
It's just
Thomas
it's
Train
lame.
doesn't like you, man.
That train has an opinion.
It
Yeah,
does.
if they were going to do that, they needed to do that.
Doing my Johnny Cash.
Oh man! And he goes, "At least it's not a mangina." That's thank God.
Exactly.
Here's the
God.
other thing. Here's the other thing I've learned about this. Doing this channel, everyone does these pop culture stuff, which is fine.
Yeah.
Hey, if you want to do a Star Trek, Star Wars, Crow, whatever you feel like you want to do, I don't care. Do you know how hard it is to do a men's health awareness channel on YouTube without doing a DEI or whatever kind of bullshit? Make it
Yeah.
yourself at home, DYI or whatever it is. It's really hard. It's a pain in the butt
It is.
to get guys to be like, hey, that's why I do in July once a year in July we do an 80s thing, and I brought you on here, Rob, and then you're like, I'm gonna pull out every fucking goddamn movie possible, and I even stopped you guys, and I was like, did you guys talk to each other? And I told Gary this, and he's laughing. I was like, this dude brought 3 movies out that everyone was calling perfectly, and you didn't get off your ass off the couch. You just where you're sitting at, you just pulled it out, and I was like, these guys are really fucking with me right now. Yeah, that's what's happening right now. And Rob, the look on your face is the same look. You're like he, and then you get Tom, Michael Moore, who pulls out a book that someone I don't know who was brought up a book that Tom was talking about of doing, and he pulls it out, and I was like, you guys are really messing with me right now. All right, what's going on? Huh? Is this Rancor Steve or is this Punk? It is Punk. That's what it is.
Well, Rancor Steve, I remember about a month or so ago when Andy and Gary were coming, and you sent me some lovely messages on how to handle. So,
And now we know.
Yes. Okay, so that you know the list I gave you.
Funny.
Okay, how fast did you realize this is bullshit?
Actually, I kind of figured it was, but I was waiting to confirm it with Gary first.
Damn it! I was so proud of that list. I even told Gary. I was like, look, I'm not going to tell you. I finally told Gary. All right, so there's a list I gave Robert for the Comic-Con. Now, here's the thing. How good was that list?
It was pretty funny. It was. It was.
How believable was the list?
Slightly, but I mean, at the same time, I'm like sitting there going, yeah, I don't believe that one. I believe the other one could be more true than the one. One of them I could have believed was more true than the other. Just put it that way.
There's a list I gave out to Robert just to roast him, just because I'm part of Pop Culture Breakdown. I was like, I'm gonna get this guy. There's a list I gave him of how to handle Gary. I'm still proud of it. To me, it was the most well thought out plan. Because here's the thing, I'm not kidding you. At a grocery store, yeah. Anytime I go with Gary to a hardware store, grocery store, I take his bags. He is the definition. He doesn't like to grab the bags, so I grab it with him because I work with him, and so I added in there. And Gary texted me literally the next day after. I think it was Philadelphia that you guys hung out, right? No, Dallas. That's what it was. It was Dallas, and he's all like, "This guy's not cracking." I was like, "Damn it." I had a surefire. This would work on anyone else. And it was the funniest thing. I finally let Andy and because I wanted to roast you without being on there. I was like, look, I've been roasted enough. I gotta get Robert. And you didn't take the bait. I was like, dang it. He called me up. He's like, I don't know. He was drinking like some like fruity tooty fresh and fruity drink. And he's like, he called me up and he's like, he's not taking the bait. I was like, fuck. He did say that you almost did, but then there was a few things that just didn't make sense once you met him. You're like, I was like, damn it. I had a list for Robert to do of like, this is an everyday thing with Gary. And I told Andy, he's like, I'm in. Bring me in on this. And it was perfect. And Robert saw through it. I guarantee you I'll get someone else on it. I almost sent it to Tony Stark. I almost did. I was like, this is
Well,
I almost did.
The thing is A, I would have seen what it was, and B, I would have tweaked it a little bit and made it worse.
Oh man. So yeah. Because I don't think
douche like that.
I don't think Gary's watching right now, but anytime anyone's meeting up with Gary Ambrosia, I will send you the list. Ask me, I'll send you to you because it's gonna fuck him up.
Oh, I need this now.
I'll send you the list. It's fun.
goody.
It's hilarious. Is it not the funniest thing ever? Rob?
It's funny. It's funny. The thing about Andy is what I could have believed. Gary. I was like, okay, I might be able to see the first part of Gary's thing, but the second one, no way.
Yeah, the second one gives it away.
Right, yeah, the second one gave it away. That gave it away. The one about Andy, okay, I could have almost believed because that could almost be true, but
yeah. So you never know. I like to, Gary's like, I'll go along with it. I was like, you guys know this. It's hilarious. I know some people are like, tell me. Just if you're gonna meet him, let me know.
Well, there's a 99.9% chance that we will be reconvening in Nashville at ICC in October. So do me a little solid there, Rancor Steven. Send me a message.
Here's the other thing. I'll say this. Men, we get jealous, right?
Yeah.
We get jealous. It's okay.
Yeah.
I'm jealous of Mike's 6 foot something.
Here's
Here's the thing. I've talked to Mike about this on the phone. If Mike and I hung out at a convention, they would think Mike is Stallone. You know where this is going, aren't you? We're twins.
Maybe.
The Dan DeVito and Stallone.
Yeah,
That's Mike and I right there.
it's true.
But there is a chance I might make it out with Gary in October.
That would be really cool.
And then the party begins.
I'll be going out there. I would have to leave on Saturday, be there on Saturday morning, and be on there for a day because I got something on that Friday night. So,
Because here's the thing, I would fuck with Gary the whole entire convention. Because
Andy would mess with you.
Oh no, I'll mess
Just
back.
watching you guys would be like watching a new episode of The Three Stooges. I'm here for it.
No, I told Gary, I was like, this is what I would do to you at a convention. He's like, oh God, don't. Oh yeah. Walk up to him. How's your STDs going?
Oh, I'm liking
Yeah.
that.
I'm going to mess with him. No, it's there is a chance I'm going to try and make it to a convention. I don't know which one. Just because of the things I've heard from Gary. And I'm like, man, I wish I was there. Oh well. I got a little jealous last one. I was like, damn.
Knoxville was fun. Dallas had more stuff. Knoxville was easier to get around. So,
see, if I went, I'd go in full character. Daisy Dukes, black jacket with a hammer.
Totally you.
Everyone would be like, are we watching a Richard Simmons thing or what are we doing here?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, guess what, Buttercup? But I'm having fun. Are you guys having fun?
yeah.
Oh, why? I
wonder what
wouldn't
Gina
be here if
thought
it
of
wasn't that fun.
your costume.
The what?
I wonder what Gina would have thought of your costume if you'd met her in that.
Yeah, man.
No, I'd be proper. If I met Gina, I'd be like, look, I know you can kick me in the butt. But one ring for 1 minute. Come on.
She
all
was
they do is
She
No.
was a sweetheart. She was an absolute doll.
she went nuts over those rings when I gave her. The ring,
Yeah.
she was like, "Oh my gosh, those are so cool!" It was just a simple little thing. It wasn't anything like the
So-
guy before gave her like huge paintings, and I just gave
So
her.
those rings I helped
Nice.
make. The Doomcock ones, right? Yeah, I
Yeah.
helped make them.
Mhm.
With what I mean is, I just stood there and watched it get made. That's all I did.
You watched as they were forged in the.
Yeah.
Still counts.
Right.
You were supervising.
See,
Yeah.
see. Gary likes to poke at you sometimes about your work
Oh,
ethic.
God. He does. He's looking at his phone. Whatever.
I know, right?
Oh, man. I'm having a lot of fun, guys.
Me too, man. Me
You-
too.
I don't know. How do you do a 1,000 subscriber episode? How do you like?
You
That's
mess
just
through
what
it.
Get with your friends and shoot the shit. That's what I plan on doing in a week.
For the first
Exactly.
20 minutes, I was like, "Am I gonna talk to myself about all this stuff?" Cool. All right. And then finally, you guys showed up, and I was like, "All right, cool." Yeah.
Well, like I said,
Fumble.
my Fallout show kind of bleeds over into 6 o'clock, which is 3 o'clock your time.
I knew
Um,
you were gonna be there. You'd be like, "Hey, I want some time. I'm busting."
You
your
fumbled
balls."
through it. That's what I did. I totally fumbled through it. Like I was
You
at.
did a 1,000.
I sort of kind of did a semi 1,000 celebration. It was kind of weird because I was at somewhere's like 948 or something like that. And and I was going on. I forget if it was on a Tuesday or Friday. I forget which it was. But planning on doing just the show. And somebody chimed on. I forget who it was.
Was it
I think it
Ethel?
was. No, it wasn't Ethel. Screw him. Stupid malignant tuner of a human being. I think it was Sci-Fi Sis Dan or Gap After Dark or something. And it's like, oh, congrats on 1,000. And I'm like, what? What are you talking about?
Oh.
Yeah. And like somehow all of a sudden I just gained like 52 subscribers and I'm looking and this is live, right? And everybody's on the panel. Appion's on the panel. Tom is on the panel. Who was it? I think it was Pop Culture Republic. He was on the panel. And I look over because I got a somewhat of a slow running computer. And so I popped up on YouTube, looked at the channel, looked at my channel. And it was like, just I don't know, it was like 1,016 or whatever it was at the time. And I'm like totally gobsmacked. Like, what? How the hell did this happen? Right?
That's what happened
And
to me today.
yeah.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
that's funny.
what the fudge?
Yeah.
And so
I need to do
it
one
was
too.
like, yeah. So I just fumbled through it. And I suppose my reaction was enough for everybody to just have fun with.
No, I
Now,
was doing
should
a
I
Okay.
show the thing that the Boba Fett helmet? Should I show that live right now? What started all this?
Yeah, you should.
You can. I got to probably jet in another 15 minutes.
All right.
To get something to
Dude.
eat. 7:30.
I'll go get it right now
Yeah,
so you
ditto.
can see.
Mhm.
All right, I'll be right back.
Okay.
Because I don't think Rob has seen this. Here's a live reaction of what started all this whole entire channel.
I don't think I've seen it either. Let's do it.
Oh, you guys are in for a treat.
Goody.
Like I said, I was doing my Fallout show today, talking about the Enclave. I got some, radio broadcast Enclave theme stuff together, was just going to do my thing. I was at 989, and it went all the way up to 989 until like 2 in the morning, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm assuming I'll probably have 1,000 by next weekend. Had no idea.
Yeah.
And then Snow Dub and the Cotton Connection, the great guys, and Gary
And
from
Comic.
Pop Culture Minefield. They pulled together and they brought those other folks in, and
Nice.
and like I said, I had to go to commercial, ran some commercials, came back and still did my best to do what the show was intended to do, and that was to discuss Fallout. But the entire time, I'm still like, blown away at that. So
Yeah, earlier today I saw you were at like 991. I was like, oh man, 9 more, come on. And then
I almost wanted, when you hit 1,000, Tony, I almost wanted to be like, fag.
Thanks, queer.
Anytime. Hello. So this is, I've shown this a couple times. This is what started the whole entire thing.
Right.
There it is.
Oh,
What's left of it.
oh, you blew up the Boba Fett helmet.
He smashed it
yeah.
with a hammer.
I smashed it right there.
Yeah.
So this is what started the whole thing. And yeah. Yeah, fucked up, Disney.
That is the real Boba Fett helmet from Jedi. That is the real prop. And it was given its quick exodus from this world via a hammer because of what Disney was starting to do to Star Wars.
Did you mold a copy before you did it?
I don't know. Robert's face is like, what?
Nah. Whatever.
Maybe. I don't know. No. So Gary asked me, he's like, how much would you smash this helmet? How does this helmet make you feel? I was like, I don't care. And he's like, you want to smash it? I was like, yeah, let's smash it. And I did.
Well,
There
Gary doesn't
was,
like Star Wars anymore.
okay. What?
And Gary doesn't give a rip about Star Wars anymore either.
No.
No.
So, because Boba Fett's my favorite character of Star Wars. And so I smashed it. We showed it on Pop Culture Breakdown. 20,000 people wanted me on a silver platter.
Yeah.
Yes. And all I could do was I was laughing. When he told me, I was smoking a cigar and having a bourbon when he texted me. And I'm laughing. I'm dying laughing. I FaceTimed him. I was like, this is the funniest thing ever. And he's like, you realize what you just did? I was like, yeah, pissed off 20,000 people. And he's like, and you're here having a cigar and a bourbon. I was like, yeah, what else are you going to do?
That's
He's all
awesome,
like,
dude.
you're hated. And then next week, he's like, hey, we want you on Pop Culture Breakdown. I was like, really? After what I just did? He's like, yeah, they're not going to remember. The moment I jumped on Pop Culture Breakdown, they go, this idiot smashed Boba Fett. They all hated me for a while because of what I did.
Yep.
Here's the other thing. Cheers.
Cheers, brother.
I don't
I'll drink
care.
that.
I don't
You're
care.
doing the Lord's work.
Yeah, I am. I saved y'all. Good luck, Buttercup. So that helmet is what started the whole thing, and Doomcock gave me the name Rancor. Rancor Steve,
Nice.
which I didn't know that Rancor actually means
Anger.
the point beyond anger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I didn't either until now. I thought it was just.
Well, you
the
didn't
name
know
of the
that
monster.
until just now?
Yeah, I'm
No,
serious.
I knew before.
No, I thought it was just the name of the monster that was
No.
underneath Jabba's palace. I had I honestly God, I had no idea that Rancor was actually a word like beyond anger.
Yeah.
Really?
So I created a character on internet. This is where the asshole comes into. Where I'm angry, beyond angry of woke and stupid people. And people took it as serious. And I talked to someone on the phone and they're like, you were acting? I was like, yeah. They're like, God damn, you're pretty good at this. And I was like, yeah, I'm not like, it's just Rancor Steve. Here's the other thing. Some people have actually DM me and they said, hey, look, I've been trying to look for where you're at and doing all the background check things. There's no such thing as Rancor Steve. I was like,
That's because
it's a name. It's a
real.
made up
He's a
character. Here's the thing. Rancor Steve is a masculine save the day type thing. I'm somewhat like that, but I'm
Yeah.
not. It's a character on X. It's a character everywhere else. Rancor Steve, if he was alive and living, he'd be an
Yeah.
asshole to everyone. That's the thing. Just a character.
Alex Dawson in the chat is asking, do you still have that logo that he made you?
Huh?
Alex Dawson made a logo for you.
Okay, so Alex Dawson, here's the thing. Did you send it to me before you ended your... Oh. Here's the question I have for him. Because I had to make a new Twitter account.
Uh-oh. That's right. It
Oh.
could have been
Yeah.
on the old
I
one.
think I know what he's talking about. It's probably when I had Rancor Steve on Twitter. I made a
Not
new one.
Rancor Steve on Twitter.
Yeah.
Not or Steve, yeah.
Yes. Disney, Kevin said Disney turned him into a bantha joke, then rolled out the message heroine. Yeah, he did. Alex Dawson, if you're on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it, you can go to Not Rancor Steve and find it. Find me, not find it. Find me. And yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. And I was going to use it, and then I got kicked off of. Yeah, send it to me again.
At not Rancor Steve.
Yeah, Not Rancor Steve. Watch it be a dildo.
Probably.
And I'll send it to you, Mike. And I'm like, here's your treat. Surprise.
Num num.
Yeah. So here's the other thing. Since we're talking about pop culture stuff, here's the other thing. I'm open to any conversations, whatever. Not X. I'm trying to go to somewhere else. I had 2 beers. Don't worry.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I've had 3 tumblers of bourbon.
I bet.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ.
I can still articulate proper English.
I've had water. My physical's next Saturday, my annual physical. So
Oh.
Hell yeah.
Did you know that Deadpool and Wolverine beat Passion of the Christ
That's
Wow.
not cool.
for the highest ranking R-rated movie,
Wow.
Huh.
which was 700 something?
Yeah, that
Deadpool-
happens
Dead-
sometime.
Deadpool is 825. I'm gonna round up 825 million.
It's not too bad.
Good for them. Good for them.
Now they can pay for Robert Downey Jr. to ruin it again. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
God,
exactly.
Don't
Perfect
wait.
timing.
Hold up. I have a question for you, Tony Stark. Are you gonna act like Doom, Doctor Doom?
I
right now?
will. I will have a bit where I will be
You would.
Doctor Doom joke, just to be like, "Whoop! Here's my new identity. Here's my hood. Here's my Camelot armor. I'm gonna do aggressive poses and throw lightning at shit. I whenever I get into my green screen, which that's the next thing I'm purchasing. I got a friend who's got a studio sized area, so I'm doing all of my backdrop sets now, and slowly buying stuff for that, and then I'm going to actually start doing some costume stuff at his place, which is literally down the road. I don't even have to drive; I can literally walk there. So that's gonna be really, really fun. But there is a Doctor Doom joke that I want to do where, and the bit's basically going to be something akin to, oh, what's this? $100 million plus bonuses? Yeah, I'll flip the script. I'm a bad guy now.
well, Tony, I still think you need an epic rant. You should do a short epic rant video.
I should, or a small video, a synopsis of it, because I'm still quite livid over that. I'm like, listen, I'm tired of this time travel multiverse bullshit. They can't get either concept right, for one, and for two, both of those tropes have been beaten to death and have become crutches for bad writers. And for three, Victor Von Doom is not Iron Man. Victor Von Doom is Victor Von Doom. Tony Stark is not Doctor Doom. Tony Stark is Iron Man. Dr. Doom needs Reed Richards for him to try and overthrow. Dr. Doom needs to have access to sorceries as well as science. He needs to fuck over Mephisto. He
But
needs
this
to take
is a
out Galactus.
multiverse. Dude,
He needs to be fuck the multiverse for 10 emperor damn seconds. 10 emperor damn seconds. You want your red? You're about to get it tonight. I just said I'm 3 tumbling the bourbon in. Don't get me started.
I can see Steve smashing a Doctor Doom helmet now.
I will smash that up.
Yeah.
I will
Well,
send
guys, we
Steve
gotta-
a Marvel Legends Doctor Doom helmet for him to meet Eleanor. That will
Oh,
happen.
man.
That
Yeah.
will fucking happen. Eleanor will get intimate.
Well, someone in the chat, what I like to do is if you send a Rumble rant, we'll answer the question. But people don't realize we're on Rumble. Oh, who know?
We're broadcasting from Rumble.
Yeah.
Guys, I
But
gotta go grab dinner and take care of a
All
few.
right.
So
All
Well, thank
right.
you for hanging out.
Yeah.
This has been a lot of fun. Robert, you're hilarious, dude. You're a funny dude.
Great guy.
You're a dad I never had. No, I'm just kidding.
No, wait.
wow.
It's the ball.
But wait, there's
No,
more.
I want to thank you very much for supporting this show. You're a great guy. I will say this: someone who wants to be on, we will bring back Men of God. That's going to happen. It didn't go. It's just I got busy. That's all the whole thing. So we're going to bring that back. Thank you, Rob, for being a part of Manorama. Just being part of the culture. It's a lot of fun. So thank you very much, man.
Yeah, and congrats on 1,000 subs to you and to Stark of Iron.
Double your pleasure, double your fun, but I won't see him for about 8 months. 'Cause, you know,
But I'll bring you back on Manorama. You had a lot of fun. You've earned the spot to be on there.
Thank you.
You and your stupid little, hey, I got this DVD. You got me on that one. You really
he's
did.
got a collection. He's got a
God,
collection.
dude. Oh, man.
You see his Transformers, bro. Jeez.
This
Yeah.
dude, Robert, really pulled me on this one. I was like, did these guys talk to each other before? Because, god damn.
You guys,
But-
you guys like crawl out of it. I was like, oh, I got that right here.
I
Boy,
know. I was
Scouts,
like, what the
Boy Scouts always prepared.
But thank you for being here. It's an honor. Thank you very much. We'll still be in contact. And yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely let me. I'd love to be back on sometime. So
Oh yeah.
thank you guys. Take care, everybody. And we'll see you on Pop Culture Breakdown on Doomcock's channel on Wednesday night.
Yeah.
Right on.
If you don't go to Pop Culture Breakdown, I will find you. I will lasso you. And I'll make you watch it.
Yeah. Conan the Barbarian this week. So good movie.
Yeah, I should probably do a Chrome bit, like do a Conan skit. I don't know if I got time to get it to Gary though, so we'll skip on that for now. I was thinking about it though.
Yeah.
But I'll be back on PCB on the 14th. So
There you go.
This week, my channel, I'm doing Ferris Bueller's Day Off. So
oh, Bueller. Bueller.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
Man, he's got it right there. It's always an arm's length. It's like he's got a pocket dimension. He just reaches in there and he grabs that shit.
God damn, you do this all the time. He's loving it.
He pulls out his copy of Night Night from Douglas Nelson whenever he's plugging Night Night.
hey,
He's
gotta help a brother
on
out.
it. He's on it.
Yeah. You punk. Mm.
Okay.
No, I'll talk to you. I'll have you on again. Don't worry, man.
See you guys. All right. Later.
All right,
See
take
ya.
care. There was someone who it's Eugene. He goes, I'm doing this one. I had 2 beers, whatever. It's celebration, man. Whatever. It's a Mazel Tov. He goes, by the way, where's Tom Micah? Oh, watching
Where
some
is
wrestling.
I don't know.
He's
He's
watching
over there with
Yeah,
James.
he's probably
Gotta be
watching
on.
some wrestling.
Yeah, he
that's
is
probably it.
a bunch of fabulas. Eugene goes, who's the most macho man MCU? Tony.
Macho Man in the MCU, just like
Yeah.
as the qualities of a man or the caricature of a man? Because
That's
the
a good
most
question.
masculine man by far, until they ruined him, was Nick Fury. Nick Fury took no bullshit, always walked with his dick out kind of attitude, simply because it was, very much Samuel L. Jackson playing himself. I feel like as far as the merits of the most masculine man, that has to go to Nick Fury, because regardless of what problem came his way, he did his best to solve it. He told people to pull up their britches and act like professionals. He was that coach that was desperately needed. He lied when he needed to be that coach. When he threw those bloody cards on the table and he said, "This is because of you guys," offhandedly, of course, but this is what, and Phil Coulson, honorable mention, also the definition of a good man, especially like through the early seasons of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. before they just started jumping the shark. Phil Coulson is the definition of what it means to be a great man. Now, as far as caricatures of men, which is, exaggerated characteristics for the point, to the point to where it's parodied or satired, Thor is obviously now beta as hell, but still has, as Scarlett Johansson put it, biceps the size of turkeys. So, there is a fine line, and this is an argument that we bring up sometimes. Like, I know that Steve has brought this up before. When you look at Christopher Reeves, you don't see the most hyper muscled Superman there is, but what you see is a great man. You don't have to be a caricature to be a man. Being a man is all about facing adversity, overcoming obstacles, solving problems, being there for your friends, being there for all of that. Like, that's the definition of being a great man.
Yeah.
And so I have to give it to two Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. No superpowers. No special talents outside of their training, which is a fuck ton for S.H.I.E.L.D. And in the confines of the MCU, which of course is now ultimately flawed, I live in a universe. I Mandela effect from a universe where Endgame was the end, and now I'm in this fucking wackadoo reality where me sacrificing my life meant absolute dog water.
Yeah.
Who knew? Yeah. Another reason why I hate multiverse so much. But yes, Richard Space is Captain America. Captain America is the strength and measurement of a perfect human being, not so much as a man. Captain America follows the fine line of what I like to call the Kirk dichotomy, whenever Captain Kirk splits into like his impulsive self and his reserved what would people think self. During that transporter accident, Captain America toes the line a little bit more to the passive end of things because of his meritology and his meritocracy and all that good stuff. Whereas where Nick Fury lives in the real world, and he's telling that story in Winter Soldier, which to this day, Captain America 2, The Winter Soldier, is the best MCU film ever produced. It is. 110%. It was good. It was perfect.
Yeah.
So when he said, my granddad always had a little brown paper bag, and whenever times change and the neighborhood started getting rough, start clutching that bag a little tighter. Yeah, he would always put his money in there, but he also had a loaded 44.
So there is on Rumble Queer Woods. That's what I assume it is.
Not to be
supposedly
confused with Straight Forests, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
So there is a Cash App on that I have that goes directly towards anything I do for Manorama or Lego Build, and they're like, check your Cash App, and I did.
2 payments showing as pending.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
You got money coming in, brother.
I know. I'll keep an eye on it.
There we
So
go.
thank you, Career Woods. I'll keep an eye on it. I don't know how Cash App works. I don't know.
I've never used it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have
haven't
it there.
used with PayPal. I've been trying to get money to a good friend of mine for 2 months now.
How long do I have to do this until I take my shirt off? Yeah.
Now listen.
5 seconds.
I tell you what, guys. If we can get Steve,
Alice
to
over there's
2,000
like, let me take my shirt off, everybody.
if we can get Steve to 2,000, I tell you what I will do, folks.
Oh boy.
I will do another take while I still have my fat ass gut, which I'm losing thanks to Andy. Shout out to Andy Masterson, who is really going to like toolkit my fitness journey, and he and I had a phone conversation yesterday covering bullet points, but he has yet to send me all of his information. I don't know if he's got my right email or whatever. I'm going to hit him up probably after the show tonight. But I will recreate the scene I did for Pop Culture Breakdown to introduce the Goonies, where I will get in the helmet and I'll have Jarvis say, do the truffle shuffle like Mouth. And I will do it while I still have this big ass gut of mine, because this thing's not going to be around for long.
And I will support you on that by doing it with you.
There you go. Only if you wear the tutu that you wore for DC's birthday from last year.
I promise nothing.
So what I will say this to Queerwood, if the Cash App thing,
double your double shuffle.
If the Cash App thing doesn't work out, you can send whatever you wanted to on Rumble in a Rumble rant, and I will post that and then mention it, talk about it, whatever
Do
it is.
you have a way to rant on Rumble, Queerwoods? It's just like super chatting on YouTube. Just connect your card to the server and do your thing.
So Alex Dawson said, "Where's Andy tonight?" Here's the thing: I messaged him. He messaged me back. He said, "I'm pretty swamped right now. He's working on a lot of things right now." So there's some guys like Gary and Andy who aren't able to make it tonight, and they're like, "We're pretty busy." I was like, "Don't worry about it." They're like, "Are you sure?" I was like, "I just said don't worry about it. It's you know."
Well, you got the other half of Pop Culture Breakdown hanging out with you.
Yeah, well, you know. Yeah, we've all been on Pop Culture Breakdown. Tell me how you feel about Star Trek.
Well, I made one reference. I won't make another. This isn't the show for that.
So if anyone wants to send a Rumble rant, which is like a super chat on Rumble, I am monetized on Rumble. So you can send whatever donations you want to make. I will say this right now. Any donations I make through this channel on Rumble goes directly back towards Manorama or mostly Lego Build, because who doesn't like to watch?
Alex Dawson says, "I'm calling bullshit." Boo! What you don't?
Boo you!
I don't have a beard right now. I shaved that thing because I wasn't about ready to look like the albino sheep squatch and go and meet Gina Carano. That was a big no-no.
There we go.
You could have turned it and be like, "How you like it now?"
I will. I will wear that helmet. I got an arc reactor finish that has a big copyright C.
Thank God.
It. That's gonna glow in my shirt whenever I am, gammed up, and the rare chances that I do. Because again, this is the thing about call signs that a lot of people don't know. They are meant to bust your balls, but they are terms of endearment. It is a rite of passage. They are meant to be like, "Hey, we're doing this because we love you. Get good, son. Get good."
Steve, I gotta get going.
Dick.
I know. I'm such a.
I'm just kidding.
He's leaving Steve with me. That's never good.
I know, but I got a hold of Tom to get a hold of you.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah, keep the seat warm, honey.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Tom's like, I'm watching wrestlers.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm eating really hot chips and watching wrestlers.
Exactly.
I want to thank Mike specifically, you've done a lot to help this channel grow.
Meh.
And I understand it's meh. You've done a lot. And including Tony, it's everyone who's been on this panel, they've done their duty. And a lot of times I didn't even ask them to promote it. I just shared it and they just did it on their own. And because they realized how important this channel is.
Yeah.
And it means a lot. It really does. And
No, it's all good, dude.
this
No.
is not the alcohol talking. This is me.
I'm saying it's half and half.
Yeah. What you guys have done to help this channel grow, it means a lot. And I
No,
thank
it's
you
all good,
very
man.
much.
I believe
So-
in it, and like I said, because there's a lot of oh, okay.
No,
permission
continue,
to play a laugh
continue.
track when you read this.
Yes, but not right now. Continue, Mike.
Yes.
But like I said, there's a lot of groups out there that need to know about this show. There's a lot of men's groups out there of a lot of men going through a lot of stuff, like for example, like on Facebook, right? And there's a lot of men out there that just need help. And that's why I just believe in this show, right? That's why I shared those this show on those groups and stuff like that. That's why I'll retweet it and share it and whatnot. And and like I said, like even last year, just keeping on can be pretty hard. It's and it'll get discouraging at times. But once you hit 1,000, it's a big relief. You you made it. You know that you're making a difference. You know that people are paying attention, and that the people will come. The people will come. That's the thing. If you got a message that'll that's gonna get out there, whether this is on Rumble here or on the YouTubes, people will find you. People will come. And if this is something that God has really truly laid upon your heart, then don't worry about it. It'll happen. It'll happen in God's perfect timing. And there you go. Now you're over 1,000, right? And it's happening bit by bit.
He's
right?
significantly over 1,000. I have 1,001.
Yeah, exactly. Well, see,
I have 1,001 Dalmatians. He has like 1,750.
Here's the thing. You want to know something here, Tony? Okay, here's the thing, right? Because right before
You're making me cry, you big motherfucker.
You guys want to talk about it?
When you two were like this close to 1,000, right? Around 800 something. And I was and I put out the tweet basically on X for both of you. It's like, yeah, let's help these brothers get over 1,000 right now, right? Yeah. And do that.
Yeah.
And then I said, what was it? It was last week, and I was telling Steve here. You know what? once you and Tony get over 1,000, right? We should have I don't know, just this nice competition kind of thing, right? Like make it to a race to 2,000, and the winner gets bragging rights or something like that. As for the losers, I don't know. And Steve was like, yeah, you know what? No, nothing really for the losers. Just the winner gets bragging rights kind of thing, right? I don't want to make the losers do anything. It's like, okay, that's fair. That's nice, right? And then
thank God, because I'm gonna lose.
And then here we go, right? And Steve, you're a bastard. So
no, I hit.
No,
it is true. I was about 980 that Micah and I thought about this, where we just the whole idea was to help each other grow as a channel.
Yep.
We would ball bless each other of oh, whatever. And then last week Mike goes, "What the fuck did you just do?" And then I looked at it because I don't look at the numbers, and I was like, "Oh shit, I'm almost at like 1,600. What the
Yeah.
fuck did I just do?" And
Like, what the fuck?
yeah, I was like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Look at your YouTube." And so I looked at it, I was like, "Oh shit." So the whole idea of us razzing each other,
Yeah.
it might be a little off-putting just because I'm closer.
Just
But no,
slightly.
I'm totally down for like us just pushing each other. That's the other thing. It's like with men, we push each other to
Absolutely.
get to
Yeah.
to the next mile marker. That's the thing. And the fact that I didn't even know I'm close to 2,000 subscribers. And then Mike's all like, "Hey, what the fuck?"
Here I am for months, right? Dealing with Steve, like getting all bummed out and all that kind of stuff for like, every once in a while, months on end. It's like I don't know. I just feel like quitting. I given myself a 4-year plan, and I just feel like, no, dude, you got to keep on going. You got to keep on going, right? And here I am mentoring the schmuck, and so now, Steve.
Now,
Steve
there's you also
Yeah.
forgot there's Tony doing the same fucking thing.
I know,
going,
right?
Exactly.
And then I'm all like, "Oops."
And so now I'm going to have to come to you for counseling, and Tony too. And we're gonna phone you at like probably like maybe 2 a.m. And
Yay,
God.
support group.
exactly.
Oh, man. Yeah.
And,
No, it's
I don't know if I could deal with this, man.
No, there was a
I'm
point
nothing
where
compared to you.
I hit a point where I was like, "Is this channel really worth it?"
Yeah.
There was a depression that hit, not outside of the YouTube show and all that stuff. I was
Right.
perfectly fine, but with the show, I was like, "Is this show really worth it?" And I talked to Mike, and I was very open about it. And I came to him for some advice, and Gary and Andy, and they all were saying push along. I was like, "Are you sure?" And then Andy and Mike said, "Do I look like your dad? Push along." And I did. I was like, "You know what? I'm gonna push along, get through this depression I have with this show." Because it wasn't nearly like, "Oh, not I don't have the subscriber numbers." It was the fact that not many people were watching. And I finally was like, "You know what? I'm just gonna push through it." I did a couple of AdSense, Google AdSense, and then 4th of July came along, and then all of a sudden the channel hit another different level. And then Mike called me up the next day. He's like, "I don't know if we can do this competition. This is not fair." And then I was like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Look at your damn YouTube shit." And I did, and I was like, "Oh, I see what you're talking about." But okay. Do you have your lap? Do you have to head out, Mike?
Yeah.
If you have to head out, you have to head out. We'll end it soon. Don't worry. But Mike, if you have to head out,
I
don't worry.
gotta get going
Where is it? I wanna
tomorrow. It's there somewhere. Hold on a second here because I'm replugging things in here. Because I almost done a commission or another commission for somebody, and I got to see if somehow I can find the gas money to get into Calgary because tomorrow is my oldest daughter's birthday. So,
Wait, tomorrow?
Hold on, Yeah, tomorrow she turns 29.
So I got married 8 years ago. Tomorrow.
Yeah, there we go. Nice.
I have no connections with
Happy
Mike.
anniversary.
The only
Happy
significance
birthday.
tomorrow for me is I go back to work.
Yay.
But okay, so is your laugh track on right now,
I know because it's Liberty.
Tony?
Yeah. Well, I'd never leave home without my soundboard, but I haven't
All
been
right.
using it that much
So
here.
someone sent a $5 rant. I'm gonna put it up here.
Yeah.
This is a weird one, guys. Queerwood said, I want some foot porn. What? Hold up. I got a better laugh track. I got a better one.
What? What's that effect again? Waiting on it.
Huh?
I can probably slightly.
Vatican. Oh, man.
I can probably slightly assist on that. I don't know.
I
Let's
don't
see.
want to sell you. Oh, hold up.
No, wait, I can't.
We got someone coming in.
Oh, forget
No,
that.
no,
I had
it's
to
not
shower
okay.
this.
It's not okay. No.
I haven't clipped my toenails in a month. No.
Gary
Alright,
Ambrosia
so-
is in the
Yeah,
background.
no, I gotta.
You gotta
stop
head
to-
out? Oh shit.
Oh, is he?
Oh damn.
There's the man, the myth, the legend.
Okay. See,
You're
this,
muted.
This is I'm about to leave your comment.
You're muted.
Are you muted, Gary?
You gotta hit the little button right below.
Sorry, I'm running on my phone here. Sorry I didn't get here earlier. I've been
That's
on
okay.
the road here. But yeah, this is your 1,000 subscriber celebration, right?
Yeah.
Man, that's great. 1,000 people actually want to listen to you, and I can't stand you. But these 1,000 people must be a hell of a lot, more tolerant than I am. My God. But congratulations.
Huh? Uh-oh.
But what is going on here?
I don't know.
What is-
What's wrong with
what is
you?
going on?
Do you have AT&T?
Yes, I do. Can you still hear me?
That's why. I can see you. I don't see. I can hear you. I don't see you.
Yeah, I don't see it yet.
Oh,
Your
okay. Well,
camera's-
that's fine. Yeah, something's going weird, but I probably don't have a very good connection. But
That's okay.
I just wanted to say, hey, and congratulations. You deserve it, buddy. Your show is fantastic. Keep going. On to the next, 5, 10, 20,000. Because yeah, this show is awesome, and thanks everybody for checking it out. And long live Rancor Steve, and hail Man-O-Rama.
Thank you, man. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Good to see
Sorry,
you, Gary.
brother. Mhm.
No, it's worshipful. Thank you.
Oh, sorry. Worshipful, Gary.
Yeah.
You hate that.
Thank you. Yeah, but not now. No, not now.
You know, every person I say, just tell them worshipful.
Yeah, I know you do. I'm sure that you do that on purpose. So what are you guys
No,
up to? What are you
I
talking
will
about?
not take that advice. I approve of my sanity.
You don't have to say that because you're not a Mason.
That's right.
So anyway, what are you guys up to? What are you talking about? What's your
Just talking about whatever,
Shooting
man.
the shit, man. Just shooting the shit.
shooting this shit? Are you hitting any flies?
Maybe.
Nah.
Sounds great.
Maybe. Yeah.
All right.
You
Well, I
know.
just stopped off at a rest stop here. No,
What's
I'm
his
not looking
name?
for a male date. Just looking for a girl to take the lead.
You faggot.
I didn't know you could say the F word on this channel. Can you do that?
Sure.
Oh, cool. All right. So, well, unless you guys want to listen to me take a leak, I suggest you start talking about something.
So, anyways,
so
there
anyways.
was.
How about the Dodgers?
Yeah. What? We beat him.
Oh, Lord
man.
of mercy. Well, appreciate
And then
you.
I
swinging
see.
by
I
here,
told
man.
you once Gary shows up, he's gonna ball bust me, and he's gonna take a piss somewhere.
How did you
Who
know that?
knows?
Well, I'm not going to break your balls, but I am going to take a leak though.
He's
I
breaking
know
the
you
steel
will.
instead of the balls. It's fine.
Because I know you, Gary.
Right, I know. Don't worry, I'm going to mute it.
You are.
Take a leak.
Holy crap. He
I will, I
is
promise.
in people.
Okay, and here we go. I'm muted, so go ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you are just tuning in, Rancor, Steve, and I are listening, or the lack thereof, the muted urination of none other than Gary Ambrose. Only here, only on Rancor Steve's channel, can you see this kind of quality entertainment, or in this instance, not see or
You know what
hear
woke
such
means?
quality
It means you're a loser.
Okay, now I'm turning off the mute. Okay, I'm back, guys.
All men and women created by go. You know the thing. You know what woke means? It means you're a loser.
So I got no camera, huh?
No camera,
No.
brother.
Oh, okay.
I mean, to be fair, that's probably a good thing right now, given what you're doing. I mean,
especially especially when I just whipped out, the 3-inch killer.
What?
Yeah, you definitely don't want to see that shriveled up there, baby dick.
Oh.
It's cold out here. What do you expect, man?
Oh yeah. But thank you, Gary. I talked to Andy. He's like, I'm swamped. I'm busy. I was like, I
He's
almost
not
texted him. I was
swamped.
like,
He just doesn't want to come on your show. That's all.
I know. I almost wanted to say, I was like, you working on your dolls? Which I hate.
Yeah, and I mean, can you blame him? I mean, really, the guy just gives nothing but 24/7 advice. And you guys, you guys don't really take care of him. You basically let the whole, burden of the show fall on him, and you guys just sit there. You're like, right.
Whoa.
well,
At least
No,
that's
Gary's
whenever I
kinda
tune
got
in.
a
That's
point
whenever I tune
here.
in. That's what I hear. No, I'm just kidding. I'm messing around. No, he really is busy. I
I just asked.
hired him
I
to
just
do
asked-
something. And he's doing it.
So I just asked Andy, how's the dolls going?
Yeah.
He's gonna punch me in the face. I know it.
Yeah, I will. Okay, guys. Hey, I got to get going.
All right.
Hey,
man.
congratulations again, Steve.
Thank you.
May it go 100,000 more.
There you
Good
go.
to see you
Definitely
guys
will get
there. Good
Yeah.
to talk to you, and I'll see y'all soon. Okay, take care.
All right. Take care,
too.
man.
All right.
God
Bye-bye.
bless, brother. Oh, hi.
And Michael Moore looks like he's all dazed and confused right now. How you doing, there, Tom?
Humid as hell, man. Oh my god, it's one of those days.
Mhm.
It's like I swear I lost 20 pounds and just from this weather. Oh my god.
I just got asked someone on Rumble. You missed it out. Someone sent a $5 rant on Rumble, which you can do. He said, I don't know who this person is. Want some food porn? And they decided to leave a comment that says, want to do some porn. What?
Dude, no, the boys left early. I'm sorry I wasn't on earlier. I want to, but the boys
okay.
were watching. SummerSlam was last night, and the boys come over. We watched it early. We just finished it. They left, and I said, "Yep, I'm jumping right in." So, like 1,000, brother. Congratulations, brother.
Well, it's more like 1,800. I'm the 1,000.
Wait, is it really 1,800 already? Dang.
Really?
Something to the effect, yeah.
It's only
Well, 1.75. Yeah, pretty much getting there. It's like, holy crap, man. You're doing it, brother.
Now, I just recently made it to 1,001 Dalmatians for what it's worth.
Bastards. I'm not even at 30 yet. Damn it. But I'm still.
You know, this Queerwood said he had 2 payments going through. I want to know what the second one is. No, Alex Dawson, it's not food porn. It's foot porn. Who wants to see my feet? But no, thank you for everyone who is joining. Gary, whatever Tom is putting up.
My world title. I'll be beating Gunther for this.
Why? I want to know
Who
why
did you beat for that
pulling
title?
out your-
Stretch Armstrong?
Hold up. No, I have a better question. You're
Yeah.
breathing like a diabetes.
Well, I am diabetic.
Oh, you
No,
are?
it's hot
Oh.
as hell here, man. Oh my god, it's like one of those humid nights that it's cloudy out, but it's like, where the hell is this heat coming from? It's like, damn. It's like
From my asshole.
If you have diabetes and you're on Medicare, Liberty can
Because I
help.
took a
or no, don't forget.
because I took
diabetes.
a giant fart.
Call now for your free meter.
It's been a busy few days, man. I listened to Our Lady Peace live last night. They played in town, but they played an outdoor concert, and I couldn't have money. I've seen them 5 times live.
Wait a minute.
before.
Hold up. Time out.
Yeah. What?
Richard Spake
Who?
said that was Quentin Tarantino.
I'm
Was
lost.
that like legit Quentin Tarantino that sent me a $5? Or was that
There was-
just
What?
see?
Oh,
I know the feet, but was that like legit Quentin Tarantino?
No, it wasn't.
If it was, it'd be cool.
I know it would be.
I
but
mean, based on the subject matter, you would say that he is a Quentin Tarantino enthusiast, as it were.
that's the thing. I want to know: was that really Quentin Tarantino?
But if he were Quentin Tarantino, he'd be the king of dialogue.
Speaking of Tarantino, oh, go ahead. You're saying, holy jeez, what are you drinking there, brother? Holy crap!
A water.
Okay, yeah, I got water and green tea, but now I remember the.
I'm
film
drinking bourbon.
My film I entered last week, we didn't win, but you know what? I told him, I said we had fun making it. It was a 5-minute short. It's called the 72-hour film festival. You got 72 hours.
Oh.
They give you something, and you got to create a film.
Ah.
And we did it. And we had fun. That was a cool thing. It was the fun part about it. I've entered twice, neither one, but you know what? This is my first year doing it, and we had fun doing it. So it's like that's what it's about. Just getting experience, getting in front, getting my camera going. boom.
72-hour film festival.
Yeah, 72 hour. You got what they do. They give you 3 points. You got to follow these 3 points, and you got 72 hours to create a film. It's usually like 5 minutes long, a short film, and then you can win like whatever. It's with the Film Co-op here in New Brunswick. I'm looking, hopefully, if I can get I was telling him with the DJI mic set, I want to enter the horror film festival. It's like
I'll be right back, folks. Sean Carter's calling me.
All right.
because I got my Google Pixel 8. I just picked this up recently. That's a really good camera for now. I mean, until I get my pro camera, this is good for what I need. It has this 4K in the back and 4K in the front. So it's like, yeah, now. So it does what I need. I got a gimbal. It'll actually fit my DJI
All right,
gimbal.
Sean Carter, go ahead and repeat what you just said to me, buddy.
I said, hi, this is the Department of I Fucking Told You So.
I'll be right back, guy.
Hold on.
No,
I'm still in the search for, is this Quentin Tarantino? I don't think it was.
So how's it been going tonight anyway?
Oh, you know.
Dude, you'd be proud of yourself, man. Look what you're doing. You're doing something important. I've said it before. That's why I don't just go on any show just for any reason. Dude, I'm glad to be part of this, man. Seriously. I'm not gonna kiss ass and blow a smoke up your ass and being straight up. You do something that needs to be done for men, young men in this world. We're not, people aren't being taken care of for men. Nowadays we're considered the joke. We are considered the people that are afraid to be more of us than bears. We need to help men find direction in life. And that's what I find, at least the one show, and the other shows are your other aspect things. But that one show for me is so important. And you do it, man.
Yeah.
So be proud of that, man. And congrats.
I try, man. It
can be hard.
Richard said, but it could be. The thing
if it is awesome, if it isn't awesome to me, hey, I've met people that are. Well, you probably met tons of famous people too. You work in Hollywood and stuff, but they're just like you and me. They put their pants on one leg at a time, and they're already there. People like you and me, we're looking to get there. We're working to get there, and hey, it's just keep on plugging away, man. And that's what I'm doing, and you're doing, and there's a bunch of us doing, man. So, like I said, we entered that film fest. We found it today. We didn't win. You know what? It was a blast doing it. So it was like one of the first festival contests I've ever entered, actually, and I had fun. So it's like
the thing about doing this men's health things, it puts a wear and tear on you. It really does.
No, I know.
Because you're trying to come up with an episode for every week, and
you got to be original.
That's the thing. I've done a few episodes: the cars, tattoos, cooking, and camping. Those are the only, I think, 4 that we've done multiple times. And now the 80s action films, What Made Us Men, that one, that's, I think, 3 times. But it's coming up with something to help guys become better men.
Yeah.
And I'm not even talking about Lego build. I'm just strictly Manorama. It's exhausting in a point where it's like I'm trying to come up with something where it's guys can relate to things. And some episodes we don't get many viewers, and some we do get a lot of viewers. I know last week we got more people coming in, but it's one of those things where we want to help guys
make people
get
aware
out of their
what's going
comfort
on out
zone.
there. Yeah.
Because the thing that I've learned is with people who do pop culture, who watch pop culture stuff, is there's a comfort zone. And I want to push them to get out of that comfort zone to do life skills. Because at the end of the day, it's life skills overcomes anything Star Wars, Star Trek, I don't know, Stargate, whatever, Doctor Who,
I'm going
all
to tell you
those stuff.
Let me tell you something. If
Yes.
you don't mind. A lot of people watch those other shows, do you know, and Mike, if you're listening, you know this. I'm on some of those shows. I don't watch them. I don't watch other people's stuff. I don't. If I watch YouTube, I watch Game Ranks, which is about video games. I watch a lot of bike repair stuff. The Bearded Biker, Craig. I watch Nora Lee. She travels the world on a motorbike, and I don't watch geeky stuff because I live it. I don't need to see other people talk about it. So, I talk about it with my friends and I enjoy that. But I don't, like I tell Jason, I was like, I rarely watch any of those people you're talking about. So I don't even know.
Yeah.
Because it's like,
And
it's not my whole life. I like other things,
The amount of people that subscribe to me right now, I know they don't watch my stuff. They just support it. Which is important. Because it's like, hey, look, I don't watch your stuff because I don't have time to watch it.
Yeah.
But I'm going to support it. That's the thing. Yes, I did a couple at Google AdSense. Okay. Anyone who's wondering, it's not bots. It's not this. It's the fact that there's people who bid on the show, who watch the show, that will support it by sharing the episodes and letting people know. That's the thing. It's the fact that this channel is going into the pop culture world and being like, hey, do you want to be a man? Yeah. You better be dude darn right. That's the right answer to be yes. Because here's the thing. You're going to learn how to camp, how to build a car, how to do all these things. That's the whole beauty of it.
Dude, and I'm an honest person. With me, you're gonna get blunt and honesty. I'm 51. I still don't have a license. I know that sounds weird. I don't. I've lived in big cities, blah blah blah. But I know how to drink.
Hey, Tom.
Yeah.
Don't worry about that too much. I also don't have a license. Everything has been within walking
I
distance.
knew it, you guys.
No, I want one. Like I was
But
actually
I tell you what I can do. I can put I can take a car apart and put it back together. And
Oh
I
yeah,
do know how to
Dad
drive
taught me a
quite
lot
well.
with his car. The Dodge Dart he had years
He
ago.
wasn't my real dad, but he was somebody who was very pivotal to be the father figure in my life for what little time I spent with him in high school. And the first car that I ever owned was a 1969 Pontiac Catalina.
Nice.
And that was a car that I helped him restore in the garage. And so when I graduated from high school, he said, good job, son. When I came home, and he said, oh, by the way, heads up. And he tossed me the car keys to the car. And I was like, hey, well, what's this? And he said, these keys to your car. This your gift for graduating. Title's already been transferred, and and that was probably one of the best moments of my young life.
Nice.
I don't have that car now.
Dude, I lived in big cities.
Yeah.
In Toronto. I lived in.
He chased tornadoes in that car. During the night of the tornadoes, he chased tornadoes in it.
Nice. No, I've never really driven, and funny enough, if you don't mind, just a quick couple minute story.
Yeah.
It was 4 years ago, 2020, when the world, and I didn't want to get certain things done, whatever, but I had to because you weren't allowed to go to weddings, yada, yada, yada. And I had my first wedding job as a photographer. Oh, finally, my career starting. 4 days after I did something, my eyes started to bleed. Yeah, and that's when my eyes I have blood in my eyes. That's why my vision is bad. But it goes away. I get needles in my eyes every 8 weeks.
Is it cataracts basically?
Actually, no, it's a diabetic thing, but it just seemed kind of fishy that it was 4 days after I also had something done. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say what it is. You guys know what I'm talking about. So that might have something to do with it. But yeah, and then I lost the jobs, and I was about to get my bike license. I was going to go get the bike course. You get your insurance. I was going to get my motorbike license. I want my Indian Scout Bobber, my Ducati Street Warrior is my dream bike, and also a nice little Honda, the Honda Rebel just to start the 1000. I wanted to get it from me. I was like, finally, and then the eyes bled. At least the right eye and the left eye has bled since then. They haven't bled in a few years because I get needles in my eyes to stave it off. It's a diabetic thing too. But that's another reason I can't do it now. But I still love my vehicles. I love my motorbikes, my dream. So it's like, but and I'm a different type of guy too. I haven't been in relationships in years because I gave up after college. But I'm a different type of guy. But you know what? I'm still a guy. I'm a guy's guy. I do the thing, and and every guy's different. And we shouldn't judge men on what they are and who they. As long as you're willing to stand up for what you believe in. And we've talked about the show.
Besides Richard Spake, who thinks he's a furry, we will judge you for that.
Yeah, we'll question that.
I used to work with a cosplay group, and luckily we never had furries in the cosplay group. No,
furries make me question things.
They're scary.
Furries make me question mankind.
And I worked in a cosplay. We used to raise money for charities, and luckily we never had any furries. No offense, furries, if you're, but not all of them are bad, but the majority, it's a weird culture.
Some of them, of all of the things that I've seen about that particular, I'm not going to say subculture. I'll say, what would you call that without trying to be too demeaning? The particular, I guess, group of people. Porky Pig, the stuff that, but a group of people, is one bad apple spoils the bunch in anything you do.
Yeah.
Any fandom, any kind of group of people. If somebody comes out there and says, "Oh, by the way, I'm a dog fucker," that's gonna paint an image to the rest of the people you associate with.
Yeah, just a little bit.
So.
But like we said, we talked about the like being a guy's guy. We talked about 80s movies. I grew up on Conan and stuff like that, and First Blood. That's that's my all-time favorites and stuff like that. And then 90s traveling to Canada. I was a gypsy traveling this country, living out of friggin' a backpack. I've done tons of weird things and stuff. But hey, I'm still a guy looking to build my own business, entering the film industry. Have been for the last 8 years, and also as a photographer, and and now a poetry maker. Hopefully get my poem book published. So you can't give up on your dreams as a guy, and just fucking do your shit, man.
I know who it was.
Who was it?
Who was it? What?
I know who was doing the whole. Okay. So it's Pay-Pig. That's who it was.
Who?
They sent. I'm trying to accept it right now. I got your. It's Queerwood. I know who it was.
Okay. Who was it?
Now, since somebody.
Do I need to set up a drum roll for this for a reveal?
No, I know who it was. I think it was Pay-Pig. That's who it was.
Oh, Pay-Pig.
They sent some donations.
How much?
To me in the Cash App. $20 and $5.
Hell yeah, $25. That's a steak dinner.
All right, I'll show my feet.
Have to go. Bye. Nice.
So thank you very much.
That's awesome.
That was awesome. Thank you very much. That is going to go directly towards Mainorama and Lego Build and all that stuff. That's awesome. Thank you very much.
You know what you should do? Mike has this thing when people donate, you show a little goofy video or something. Something to think of.
I don't have that.
Hold up. I put on the helmet.
Yeah.
I think I have something. Here, hold up. This is the best I got, guys. This is the best I got.
Okay, I need to up. You need to get
That
that
handsome man at the end.
video. Hey,
Tony's like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
no, wait. There's Tom in there, and I also need to send you a little clip to add in there as well. I don't know.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah,
We'll work something out.
Now, speaking of a certain comic, as a person who worked a cosplay group, the furry.
Were you a horse?
No.
he was the
actually,
rear end of the horse.
No, it's more of a T1000 type thing almost. I loved the Terminator, but no. I have friends that were in that community, and I've discussed it with them. I said it seems to have that deviant thing. There's some of them that just like wearing the outfits, and they're not into that other.
Yeah, or the artwork or the art style.
Right.
Like
Exactly.
genuine, but
So I'm not
it's
gonna
like
judge
you
them
can
as a
literally count those people on like. There's maybe one of those people in every 150 of them.
Yeah. They are, because like
Oh yeah, I like Robin Hood. I like Zootopia in an artistic expression sort of way that's nowhere within the deviations and like the downward spiral of being, well, as John Cleese would say to that one dude that loves crucifixion, a weirdo. So
I seen him live once. He was doing a stand, just his own
He's
act,
like,
sitting at a
"Yo,
table
yeah."
talking to the stories. Man,
that
it
was my
fun.
favorite role he did in The Life of Brian was the Centaurian.
Some of the stories he told of stuff he dealt with. Oh man, what an it was just a live show with him just talking about his history. It was about 5-10 years ago, maybe or so. What is amazing, man. But
Well,
yeah,
I want to thank everyone joining. I know it's short notice there, Tom.
hey,
Or I like to call
we should have been on earlier, but
Michael
he said
Moore.
Television Wrestling. It's like, yeah.
Yeah. I want to thank everyone: Gary, Tony, Tom, Mike, Disney Sheepherder, Jason, everyone who joined on this celebration. This has been a lot of fun. It's to see the community in the chat. It's awesome. Alex Dawson, if you find me at Not Rancor Steve on
nice.
X, we can talk. I'll try to put that into the intro. I want to thank everyone who wasn't able to be here, who said congratulations. I know this is about 2 weeks a little late. Just been busy, and this was the only time I was able to actually do it. Thank you very much, guys. Just seeing this, it shows how much this channel means to everyone. And yeah, there may not be a lot of people watching, but it's the amount of people who do that matter. And you guys.
I know you
watch
watching this, but I'm going to say to everybody that is watching, share and like and subscribe and all that.
Absolutely.
Let's spread this out. Let's get this out. This channel is needed, especially for men and people in general. There's even women that have mental health issues that would find help in some of the stuff you talk about.
Yeah.
General mental health, it's needed, especially today. I do that on blog, and this is a very important channel that is needed for that in this world, especially. So share, like, and subscribe, everybody, straight up.
And also Rob. Like, how could I not forget about Rob?
Rob,
so it's you guys been good. Next Tuesday on Manorama, we're going to talk about how you should not be a male feminist. Just flat out.
I'm looking forward to that one. I got some things I'm going to say.
Oh yeah, it's about
old school
time.
feminism to modern feminism. There is a difference, believe it or not.
No,
there's
they're
a
all
very big.
stupid.
Oh no,
They're all stupid. Don't be a male feminist.
I'm
Doesn't
totally
matter
gonna
if
argue
it's
that
a-
one. I'm looking forward to that.
I will fight you. You want to fight? Let's fight.
Hey, I got Michael more money.
Taking all bets.
You
Taking
got
all
Michael Moore
bets.
money.
Ed.
Come on,
Taking all
doctor it.
bets. It is time for
taking this
the
from me.
Hold on. It's time for the fight of the century. In the blue corner, we have none other than Rancor Steve, who's probably going to take out the male feminist, the geeky leftist Tom with his, should I say, fake belt, in a matter of all things pugilistic contest. Stay tuned for the long haul and be sure to Bet on the long haul, and hopefully you might win some money. Taking all bets. 12 to 1, 12 to 1. Do I have 1? Do 12 to 1, 20 to 1, 21. Do I have 22, 22, 20 to 2, 20 to 2, $5 on 20 to 2, 25, 25, 25, 25 to 3, 25 to 3, 20, 20, 22, et cetera, et cetera.
What? Oh, I'm sorry.
I have some back training. I did train at the hard camp. You're fine in that ring.
But I want to thank everyone who came on the panel. Brother, only one ticket.
Yeah, I have some news for you, Tom. Let me tell you something. Yeah,
gotta take a
you're
poop.
not going anywhere. I got you for 3 minutes.
Playtime. He sounds like he has to take a poop.
He does.
But thank you everyone. This has been fun. Yeah, it's.
And that's my
now
train this time, not
understand-
Mike's.
I know it is. I know it is. Thomas Train is like, God damn it.
I know. All night long,
But,
here they go.
Tune in on Tuesday for some fun male feminists. Don't be that guy.
Oh boy.
The photo, I will show you the photo of what that is, and you're gonna understand. Wow, don't be that guy. And Tom's like, oh shoot, bag of doors. There goes a train going by. Hey everybody, let's look at Tom's train. I made a few documentaries. My name is Michael Moore, and I will roast you up. What are we talking about? I don't know. Diabetes.
Diabetes.
And
Diabetes.
in November, I'm gonna start promoting this now. In November, we have the 2-year anniversary of Manorama during election night. If you guys want to see men drinking, having fun, this is the opportunity. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Oh,
But next
and
week,
eating hot chips. Don't forget hot chips.
yeah, hot chips that Tom decided to say, "Hey, look,
I've been there
I
and
have,
done that. I had issues with
I
my
have a
eye.
lot
It
of."
caused my eye to bleed again. I'm not doing that again.
Well, we're not gonna put a vaccine in you.
Been there, done that.
But thank you guys for supporting, reaching out, helping this channel out. The whole goal is to help guys. It is a mental thing, but it's a men's health awareness, and that's what the channel is for. I want to get some guys on. We just talk, have fun, that kind of thing. So thank you very much. On that note, I'm going to let President Trump, because he is a president, because a bunch of people don't realize that. Guess what, Buttercup? He is a president. Do the send off like always. If I can get the soundbite right
Wish it was
going
our
here.
premier. Damn, we gotta wait a whole year for an election.
I know, right? Here's the other thing, man.
All men and women created by go. You know the thing.
Yeah, you know the thing. But on that note, if I can do the whole, here we go, guys. On that note, I want to thank everyone in the chat, everyone on Rumble, YouTube, the Queer Lord, War Pigs. Thank you very much for the donations. It's going to go directly towards the channel. Thank you very much, guys.
And we say bye-bye.
On that note, like President Trump says, bye-bye. We're going to do a send-off. All right. I'll see you guys next week. Ciao.
Thanks.
Ciao.